We welcome you to this broadcast of high school varsity football here on NKTelco Sports. We are live at Cardinal Stadium at New Bremen High School, where the Minster Wildcats are in town to take on the New Bremen Cardinals in this battle of State Route 66. Tonight's contest brought to you by the following sponsors: Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Climate Technologies, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Wagner's IGA, Wilson Health, Winners Meats, Speedway Lanes, and of course NKTelco. Once again, Scott Fry here with you, Dave Kanapke. Dave, looks like we got another classic Minster New Bremen. There's kind of some stuff at stake as far as pecking order in the conference. Tell us a little bit about Minster, their season, how they got here with their record of 6-2 overall.
Yeah, they've had a really good year after going on 1-9 last year. They won 5 in a row since losing to Marion 34-0. They're 1-2 at that point. They've been on a streak. I don't think the most optimistic Minster fan thought they'd be at 6-2 at this point after the 1-9 season.
Sure.
They'll find out how good they are this week.
A young team.
Young
sophomores.
Team.
Yep.
A lot of sophomores. Some of those sophomores, Brogan Steffi, leads the MAC in passing and also scoring. Very good all-purpose runner. Also leads them in rushing. Leads the Wildcats. And James Niemeyer, kind of his top threat at the receiving position. 40 catches to lead the MAC. He also has some pretty balanced attack. Devin Webker and Chase Cowles. This offense has carried them. Other than the Marion game, the Wildcats have scored at least 27 points in every game.
Yeah, they can hang some points, absolutely. Tell us a little bit about the Keyhole Pizza keys to a Minster win that you got from Coach Whiting.
Yeah, Coach Whiting, number one, is protect the football and be efficient on offense. They've been able to do that. They can do the big plays. They can run some long drives, play gap sound on defense, and force turnovers. That's been a big part of their success. They're a plus 13 on their turnovers.
That's huge. The New Bremen had that going for them last year.
They've only turned it over one time.
Yeah.
Offensively, and then play fast and have fun. If you play fast, you don't think, you just react.
That's right.
So that's what
Coach
where
Whiting your schooling, your training, your practice all kicks in.
Yep.
Absolutely. On the Cardinals side of the ledger, the home team Cardinals come in with an identical 6-2 overall record, but Minster's got the edge in the conference. In the MAC, they're in third place alone at 5-1. The Cardinals right behind them with a 4-2 MAC record. So New Bremen hoping to kind of even that out a little bit. Cardinals currently tied for fourth with the Brazil's Tigers. They've got wins. The first 4 weeks of the season got off to a great start with wins over Bath, Lehman, Parkway, and Versailles. Then they went out to Booster Stadium, and as is often the case with many MAC schools, rough night at the hands of Coach Goodwin and company. Dropped one there to Marion Local, bounced right back with a couple of wins. Fort Recovery, St. Henry, both here at home. And then last week went to Coldwater, played them tough, couldn't come up with the win, but it was a good ball game.
Good ball game. It was back and forth, and then
sure was.
Coldwater got ahead. I think it's 27-7. Cardinals didn't roll over, got within a touchdown, got it within a touchdown late, had a possession, couldn't quite score,
Yep.
but the Cardinals battled there, and hopefully they can come back for their sakes. Off of that game was a physical game against Coldwater, and now you play a rival, not just a rival game, a rival with a lot of things riding on it.
Yes.
Not just place in the standings, also computer points.
Yep.
Both teams probably will host a first round of the playoffs.
I'd say. Yep.
Whoever wins this will probably host 2 rounds if they could win the first. So
speaking of the playoff points, Minster is currently in 5th in Division 7, Region 28, 8.6875 points according to the state report. Cardinals just a notch above them, but they're only 0.2 of a point ahead, 8.875. So they're in 4th place. So whoever wins this tonight is going to really scrape off a big pile of chips when it comes to computer points.
Yeah, a lot of computer points, and you always want to host one game. If you can host
Absolutely.
2 games, it's huge.
Yeah.
To be everything here, and it's
life is good when you're a MAC school too, because early in the division, in the playoffs, sectionals, districts, you're probably not going to see another MAC school.
Right.
And I don't know what it is, man. When we get outside the conference, we don't lose many games. So
right. And you look in that region, you have Minster, New Bremen, Fort Recovery will probably make it as well.
Yep.
Then you got Fort Laramie.
Those
number
are
2
probably
the top 4 teams.
Yep.
Not ranking wise, but probably the best ones going into the tough. So it'll be curious how they line up in there. You know, it could be all four will be on one side of the bracket, or it could be split. You just don't know how that's going to play out. So
well, that's why we got to this week and next to decide that with the computer points. 3 keys to a win for the Cardinals from Coach Schmidt, sponsored by Keyhole Pizza. He wants to win the turnover battle. Cardinals, I think, are +6. I didn't jot it down. They're +4, +6, something like that. Last year they were up in the high double, like 19-20. Had a real nice takeaway defense. He also wants to limit big plays from Minster's offense, and he knows what a gamer that Brogan Steffi is. It's easy to see on film. We saw it last year in his freshman campaign. So obviously, the offense goes through Steffi. Coach wants to limit their big plays, and then finally, Coach wants to control the line of scrimmage. It kind of all begins and ends up front on both sides of the ball. You'll look at key performers on the Cardinal side. Senior David Homan. He's, I think he's the 4th or 5th best rusher in the MAC, and then a couple guys behind him is senior Hunter Schaefer, the running back. Hunter rips off 7.9 yards a carry. He's got a dozen touchdowns. Homan over 6 yards a carry for 13 touchdowns. So should be a big night tonight in the Battle of State Route 66. Glad to have everybody with us. Coach Schmidt won the coin toss, and customarily he will defer to the second half tonight. He wants the ball, and my guess is he wants to get out here and get off to a fast start.
Yeah, I think another key that we really haven't talked about, it's windy. If the wind's blowing from south to north, might favor the more running team, and that being New Bremen. We'll see how it is. I'm guessing the wind will die down as the game goes on, but we'll are on for the kickoff.
All right, Cardinals field that at the 10. 20, this is Hunter Schaefer over the right side. Up and ended cartwheel. Holy smokes, ball's out. Minster saying they've got it. Question will be, did the ball come out while he was airborne? So we'll see. This is a pivotal spot right here, right out of the gate here. Last week, Minster had a kick return for a touchdown early.
I think they're saying the ground caused it, so a nice return by Schaefer, and he paid the price, but it looks like he's okay.
Man, he did a cartwheel. That was a little scary, but he's a tough kid. So out come the Cardinals on offense. And this will be the Emerson Climate Technologies starting lineup for the Cardinals. As you see, Homan in the shotgun. The first carry goes to Hunter Schaefer. And, boy, Schmeezing does a nice job of scraping down the line. The Minster D-line stacks that up for no gain. You can hear the sideline fired up all the way across the way. Cardinal starters look like this. Senior David Homan at quarterback. He wears jersey number 5. 28, Hunter Schaefer in there at running back. Number 1, Aaron Tiemann, junior wideout. Number 14, just bringing the play in, Grant Dickey, sophomore wideout. Ben Saylor in at tight end, number 23. 25, the other tight end, Dylan Bombauer. The guys up front, 56, Nolan Kenning, or 56, Evan Iank. Here comes David Homan around the left side. He makes a man miss, first down yardage. Here we go, across midfield and out of bounds into the Cardinal bench. So there's what you see week in, week out with David Homan.
The reigning offensive player of the year in the MAC, and he did a nice run there, and he broke a good tackle.
Yeah.
If you're if he gets and get the big plays for New Bremen, or if Minster can stop, that'll be a key tonight.
Absolutely. Little quick pass out there to Tiemann, just across midfield. He pick up about 3. Nice stop there. That is for Minster on the tackle. That is James Niemeyer. Boy, I should know that number. Gosh, this is the 4th time I've seen Minster. I'm used to looking at Nemo getting those little outs on the sidelines from Steffi on offense.
Yeah, one of those players that plays with a lot of sophomores on this team. When it gets a chance, I'll do the starting lineup for the defense for Minster.
The remainder of the Cardinal offensive line here, 57, Nolan Kenning in at center. Evan Iank, 56. This is Hunter Schaefer, a little picking his way through there. 58, Carter Elking, senior. 55, Jack Saylor, senior. And 54, Gavin Plyman, senior. And you see the yellow squares with the red numerals there on the close side of the field. That's 16 seniors and their numbers. So the Cardinals got a big senior class this year.
Yes. Yeah, it's a big night here for those 16 seniors.
Give us to Schaefer, going to bounce it off the right side, gets around the end of the line, he's gone to the house! This is what they do, Dave. They get through that line of scrimmage, and then Hunter Schaefer's got a passing gear that he likes to use, and that's all she wrote, no laundry, and the Cardinals are up. 10 minutes to go here in the first quarter, and now you know why Coach Schmidt wanted to take the ball off the opening kickoff.
44-yard run, kind of a counter play. Homan was going one way, bringing back to Schaefer, some nice blocks on the offensive line, and he is gone. So the Cardinals strike first blood here.
You'll see that play, Dave, over and over. They will run that until you stop them. So Hunter Schaefer with the extra point. 10-11 to go here in the opening period. Cardinals take the opening drive down. They go 70 yards And Hunter Schaefer, you said 44 yards for the
44
touchdown
yards,
run
yeah.
here on NKTelco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Welcome back to Cardinal Stadium here at New Bremen High School. A little excitement early for the Cardinal faithful as Hunter Schaefer takes it in from 44 out.
Yeah, nice big play. Now they'll kick off. The two back for the Wildcats, Connor Schmeezing and Chase Kouse. Chase Kouse has already returned 2 kickoffs for a touchdown. He returned one last year.
Yep.
That ties a record. Those 3 returns ties the school record last set by Eli Wolf. So if I'm the Cardinals, I'd kick away, but we'll see what happens here. As Schaefer's a very good kicker, and they'll go on defense after this kickoff.
Big high kick to the far side, and it will be to Kouse at about the 9, over the 10. 15 lets his blocking set up, and he gets hemmed in right inside the 20. So excellent kick coverage, and of course you know who down there on the stop for the Cardinals wearing number 5. That's David Homan.
He's all over the place, offense, defense. And
all right, Dave, why don't you give us the Minster starters here, brought to you by Emerson Climate Technologies. And if you folks listening haven't picked up on this yet, Dave's kind of a Minster guy, and Scott's kind of a New Bremen guy. So we balance each other out tonight.
We'll try to get along, yeah. They're led by the quarterback, Brogan Steffi, just a sophomore. Justin Bergman's mainly the running back, but they'll go 5 wide a lot, or 4 wide, and they are right now. The leading receivers are James Niemeyer, Devin Webker, Chase Kouse, Brady Wolf's the tight end, and that goes to James Niemeyer on the left side, his 41st catch of the season. That's
Should be good for a first down. Nice little play. You'll see that all night tonight, Dave. That little out right at the sideline. Looks like he made exactly the line to gain at the 29. So 1st and 10 now for Minster. Their chance to do what they like to do on the New Bremen.
Well, let me finish with the offensive line. Left tackle, Fletcher Luthman. Left guard, Gabe Bornhorst. Center is Keaton Sharp. The right guard's Nick Winter. The right tackles, Ian Homan. Those are the guys that make everything go, as it happens with every offense. And see here, Minster plays a lot of 5 wide. Justin Bergman is their main running back. Steffi is their leading rusher. Is the conference, I think nothing called there. They had something to talk about. Probably where they're going after the game, I imagine. So
a little conversation for defensive coordinator Marcus Overman of the Cardinals there in the yellow.
So now they've switched into 2 running backs. They have Wolf Rimmel to the right of Steffi, and you have Justin Bergman to his left. So you'll see them. You also see Connor Schmeezing in time will be at receiver, and he'll also be at running back.
Now, interesting formation on defense for the Cardinals. David Holman's safety, leading tackler, but they've got him all the way up outside the linebacker, up on the line of scrimmage, right behind 23. I just wonder if he's supposed to be Steffi's shadow, and there's Brogan Steffi's going to pull it down, run it, pick up 5 yards. So the Cardinal starting defense, number 5, senior David Holman, safety, number 1, Aaron Tiemann, corner. The linebackers look like this: 56, Evan Iyink; 25, Dylan Bombauer; 83, Hayden Zeller; 23, Ben Saylor up front. D lineman, Nolan Kenning, 57, Carter Elking, 58. And looks like Gavin Plyman's getting the start, yes, on the right defensive end. And then the safety back there for the Cardinals, where's number 13? That's Dylan Kramer. 14 is Grant Dickey, the other corner. Oh, Niemeyer gets behind Dickey, unable to connect. Boy, they had a nice play going there. That would have been a big gain. Just wonder if the wind kind of pushed that ball, because the wind was blowing, that direction kind of behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, those 2 are sophomores. They seem like they really have a good connection between the 2.
They do.
It brings up a 3rd and a long 4 right now for the Wildcats. Our first 3rd down here.
You could tell that Nemo and Brogan Steffi have played some catch in the sandlot. And they're going to be in kind of a shotgun eye formation, if you will, at the back, directly behind Steffi. And it gives to Bergman right up the middle. And he's almost broke a tackle. Gavin Plyman got him. And so a gain of about a yard there is going to bring up 4th and about 2. Call it 3.
A little bit of a surprise call there. Minster relies on their passing there. Tried to mix it up there. They're on draw. Nice tackle there by the lineman for New Bremen, and it looks like Minster will come out. Brady Wolf will punt. Senior punter also plays tight end and line on defense, as Aaron Tiemann will be back, as well as David Homan. 2 threats there definitely for the Cardinals.
Absolutely, yep. Tiemann 4 interceptions on the year from his corner position. Now we're going to get a timeout called by the Cardinals. Precision strip timeout. We'll go ahead and take it with them. 8:31 to go in the opening stanza. New Bremen 7, getting ready to get the ball back. Minster 0 here on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Welcome back to Cardinal Stadium. Scott Fry, Dave Kanapke with you. The Battle of State Route 66. Each team has had the ball once. Minster did get a first down. A couple of nice plays there, but unable to convert on that. And now we've got a fake. And David Holman puts a helmet on it, and it's close, but I think he's about a yard short, Dave. Will Frimmel with it.
I'll credit the New Bremen coaches on that. They called a timeout before the punt. I think they saw something there in the formation. They brought Holman instead of being back. They brought him up front there, and he ended up making the tackle on Will Frimmel.
Nice play, and I'll tell you, Will Frimmel was a load to bring down the sophomore fullback. He'll block for Bergman. Usually they put him in at kind of a wing. He'll block for Brogan Steffi, excuse me. Here's Holman on the keeper, and he's going to go over the right side, drag a couple guys for about 7.
Yeah,
and then Frimmel will also play D-line interior, man. That's a strong kid.
It's unusual. He went from center last year to playing running back this year. That doesn't happen a whole lot.
Nope. You see him in there at left defensive tackle, 4-3 defense. Now Hunter Schaefer, we got a flag on the penalty. Bounces right side. He's loose. 20, 15, 10. Could be coming back, though. That flag is in the neighborhood of you-know-what. Sideline warning on the Cardinals. See what the gentleman in the white hat has to say. It's a sideline warning against the Cardinals.
But that's just a warning, isn't it? So it goes from the
37 down to the 6.
So that's a 31-yard, and Schaefer already up to 78 yards.
Cardinals ran on St. Henry. They hung 460 some odd yards, and Tiemann had 434 of it or something, or 334.
353, and also Schaefer had 4 touchdowns in that as well.
Yep. Yeah, that was a big night on the ground. So Cardinals now with the single back off the left hip. Fake the jet sweep. Nice trip up there in the middle. Otherwise, Holman walks into the end zone. That was Caleb Sharp, linebacker. Nice job there on the stop.
Yeah, able to stop Holman. Just a 3-yard carry there, but I imagine you're going to see Stated Eye Holman or Schaefer. Either one's a pretty good option for the Cardinals.
Yeah, they'll run most of their offense out of this sort of wing T shotgun. Holman off the left side over the goal line. No signal.
Might be short.
I'm going to say maybe his knee was down before the ball crossed.
He reached after his knee was down. So years ago they had always given that to you, but it's inside the half-yard line. I'll give it about 17 inches to go for the Cardinals.
That's precise from up here top of the press box. That's impressive, Dave. So Cardinals 3rd and goal now inside the 1. And the Dave Holman show, boy, they got him stuffed. Can he lean it across? You know, the whistles never came in. Touchdown, Cardinals. So credit Holman with a 1-yard touchdown run and really set up. Minster decided to try a little shenanigan action on the fake punt, but the Cardinals were there, and they make them pay, up 13-0 early on here.
Yeah, a nice turnover and downs was big, and then a big 31-yard run by Schaefer set it up on some tries by Holman. It's just a matter, it's hard to stop back David Holman. Schaefer on for the extra point. And it is good.
So with 6:55 to go here in the first period, New Bremen 14, Minster 0 on senior night on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Welcome back to New Bremen. Want to thank Athletic Director Chad Wells for the hospitality here. Always a pleasure to come to these different MAC schools and all the schools we cover here in NKTelco Sports. We've got a great bunch of athletic directors to work with, and Mr. Wells is no different. Him and his staff always do a nice job of having us here, so thanks to him. And if you're just joining us, this is Scott Fry. Next to me, Dave Kanapke, and it's high school football, week 9 already. Hard to believe. Line drive going to go to Kaus, and it's going to go in the end zone. That'll be a touchback. So Minster will start at their 25.
20 in high school.
Yeah.
I get mixed up on that,
I'm getting old, man. It's after 7 o'clock on Friday, Dave, so anything can happen at this point.
Yeah, so big drive coming up here for Minster. I know it's early, but they're already down by 2. Need to just be patient and run some you talked about one of the keys is running an efficient offense, and it's one of the things I'm sure Coach Whiting's telling him is like, hey, just a play at a time. There's a long way to go in this ball game. It's not all that happened is on this drive, so we'll see what the Wildcats do here under Brogan Steffi.
Bergman straight behind Brogan Steffi. I always want to call him Brogy Steffen. I get that backwards, so you just smack me if I say it again. Frimmel's going to slide across now to the right side. 3 receivers in the formation. Fake to Bergman, rolling left. Looking down at Nemo. Oh, he's going to hit Kaus over the middle. Boy, if he could have caught that big first down in and out of his hands.
Yeah, that was a nice pass with Steffi going to his left. Yep. Right on the hands, and senior Kaus just couldn't hold on to it, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10 here.
Boy, it's a good play call. Gosh, that would have been good for 15, 17
They set
yards,
it up
maybe.
really nice. It made it look like it was a run. They put Frimmel in motion there to block, and Frimmel's really a fullback is really another guard there in the backfield, and gives another.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy. Very good.
I wouldn't
feet.
want to come around the corner and see 33 coming at me.
No.
You kind of roll up in a ball.
It's probably a little faster than us too.
Just a whisker. Now we got kind of a wing T shotgun. Steffi rolling over to his left. Well, I'll tell you what, if Dave Holman looks up, he may be running to the end zone right there.
That's what I saw him break for the ball, and I thought, oh, boy, there's a pick 6 there. Yeah. And he was focused on the receiver, and he did what he needed to do. And
good sound fundamental play there. Devin Webker, the senior, was the intended receiver.
So now 3rd and 10 on 2 incomplete passes so far for the Wildcats. Both of them went to Chase Kaus. First one was dropped. That one, all David Holman on here. So big 3rd down here for the Wildcats.
6:45 to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. To see Nolan Kenning petitioning the senior section down by the goalpost there to make some noise. And Minster really would like to get this conversion, keep this drive going, keep the Cardinal offense off the field. Kaus, little fake jet sweep. Steffi waits, plenty of time, great protection. Oh, he's got Connor Schmeezing. Oh, man, I've seen him catch that ball 1,000 times. right at the midfield stripe. Man, if he catches that, that's going to be a long gain because he's fast.
They had Connor Smeezy out of the backfield, and they did like a wheel play, and he had it. So 2 big drops there by the receivers that really all year have not dropped very many. It was
very uncharacteristic, and I'll tell you, boy, they gave Brogan Steffi all night to pass.
Yeah, they did a
now
good job there.
The Cardinals will run a 3-4, and I think they only sent maybe 4 guys that time as Wolf straight up.
Had hung up there for a little bit. That's going to bounce. Ooh, David Holman almost picked that
up.
Like,
what are we doing there? Yeah.
So Will Kanapke, number 26, will down it, and it'll be good field position again for the Cardinals. They'll take over at the Minster 48-yard line. Well, I got a chance here. I don't think we ever did the defense for Minster. So we'll do the ends are Charlie Schmeezing and Brady Wolf. The tackles are Will Frimmel and Chad Schultze. Linebackers Caleb Sharp, Will Kanapke, and middle linebacker Adam Rindler. Corners are Devin Webker and James Niemeyer. The safeties are Connor Schmeezing and Noah Schwierderman, just a freshman.
Double handoff to Dylan Bombauer. Finds a crease, makes a couple guys miss. He's going to pick up 9. Nice play. A little double handoff there for the Cardinals. And I'll tell you, Charlie Schmeezing and Will Frimmel. Schmeezing's got 5 sacks on the year. Frimmel 5.5. And, man, they are a force to be reckoned with on the left side of that Minster D-line. 6:02 and running here in the first quarter. If you're just joining us, welcome. Battle of State Route 66. I don't know about Minster, but I know in the CBC Center, the workout space for the Cardinals, they have a clock that runs year-round, how many minutes till Minster. Always been a big thing here in New Bremen, and there's a pitch and catch for a first down here in Tieman's first reception of the night.
Yeah, I like those type of things where, you know, just like Ohio State and Michigan, Jim Tressel really started that, and yeah, nice pass there to Tiemann for another first down.
Well, and I think the kids have a pretty here's a long pass down to the end zone, going to get a flag. We'll see what this is all about, as I believe that was intended for Grant Dickey, number 14.
I think I saw defensive holding. That's what the referee indicated, the back judge there. You'd expect that from where it was thrown.
Okay.
We'll get the signal from the guy in the white hat.
Yep,
that's what it is.
5 and a first down then.
No, defensive holding in high school is 10.
Oh.
Yeah, I get into the NFL, and then I'm pretty sure I'm right on that.
I may have been watching a little bit of NFL football lately. I've got a team in Buffalo, New York that's got me all excited.
I think every once in a while you tweet out about them. So.
Occasionally, I know I'm obnoxious on Twitter. Everybody's nodding their head right now. I got to do it somewhere. So the Cardinals with a first down at the Wildcat 20. They'll send Hayden Zeller wide to the numbers right. Aaron Tiemann on the hash. And an inside handoff to Schaefer, making some guys miss. And he gets down inside the 15 to about the 12.
If Devin Webker doesn't get a hand on that Schaefer is going to be running for a second touchdown.
Yep. Yeah, Webker's such a great player. Holman looking like he's going to fake it. Now he's going to throw it to Zeller. Separation in the back of the end zone. And even too high for Hayden Zeller. That boy goes 6'5". He's a big stud on the basketball team, and that one just got away from David Holman. He had probably 5 yards separation. DB back there lost him.
It's one of those, I think Holman had a little bit too much time to see the ball wide open. You try to aim
eyes
and
are probably the size of dinner plates.
Yeah, and Zeller did a nice job of positioning, went to the back of the end zone, tried to do everything he could, but just an incomplete pass, but still third and manageable, 3rd and 4.
Poor Chase Kous at 5'9", trying to cover 6'5" Hayden Zeller. That's just unfair. So Schaefer's going to block, seal the edge. Holman steps inside, very close to a Cardinal first down. And they're already moving the sticks. So that'll be first down and goal now for the Cardinals. 5:02 to go. As they're doing whatever they want on the ground.
Nice tackle there by Will Kanapke. They put him, he's a sophomore, just put him at linebacker about 3-4 weeks ago, and he has really played a nice job at middle linebacker. Kind of got forced in there because of injury, and he did a nice job.
Gabe Bornhorst had to spend some time off the field.
So he got an opportunity, and he's made the most of it.
That's great. Yeah, the sophomore class for the Wildcats is really special. They are going to be something to watch. Holman right up the middle into the end zone. Second score for David Holman, the senior. And that's going to make it 20-0 here in the first. 4.5 to go as Hunter Schaefer will come out and try the extra point.
Yeah, just quarterback draw to David Holman, and the way he moves and the strength he has, tough to beat. Another nice drive by the New Bremen Cardinals.
I say it every week. You look at David Holman, he's pretty slender, he's tall. but you think, oh, he shouldn't be too tough to tackle. He's not like a beefy dude, right, all muscular. Man, that boy is strong as a bull, and Hunter Schaefer's good. And so with 4.5 to go here in the first, Cardinals 21, Wildcats 0 here on NKTelco Sports.
We are here and here and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
Welcome back to Cardinal Stadium here on senior night. Got a little breeze up on top of the press box, and man, is it football weather or what, Dave? A little chilly.
A little chilly, but like you said, it's football weather. It's not bad. You know, it's we're in the middle of October. This is middle of October. I like a little nip in the air for football.
It should be, absolutely.
Yeah, the late August games when it's 90 degrees.
Oh, we were up here dying in the first part of the season, man. The roof on this thing is black, and it's 85 degrees out. It was hot. This is much more preferable. Schaefer's going to sneak one down. It's going to go out of bounds ahead of the pylon. He had a game a few weeks back where I think he kicked 3 or 4 of them out of bounds. Yeah, he's trying to get that corner and bounce it to Kaus so that Kaus can't get going.
Exactly, and I think and that's it's kind of a big penalty. Minster starts at the 35-yard line. That's the best time they've started to 18, the 20, and now the 35-yard line. So
Cardinals like to get aggressive on this kickoff, but it has got them a few times this year. One game in particular, it might have been the Fort Recovery game here. I think Hunter Schaefer kicked 3 of them out of bounds.
Aggressiveness is usually a good thing. It'll bite you from time to time, but in general, aggressiveness at sports and high school level is a good thing. Pays off. It's definitely paid off for the Bremen volleyball teams, and congratulations to the volleyball team with their co-MAC championship that they clinched last night.
Yep, very nice.
Yes.
3 receivers, right, pressure back there, and Bergman grabs it. We'll see where they spot it. I guess they're going to call it a fumble. As Steffi got drilled. I didn't see the license plate on the truck that got in there.
Van Bauer was back there, and right when Steffi was ready to throw it, he was hit. And like you said, if Bergman is not there,
scoop and score time.
It's scoop and score, exactly. And that's a big loss of, wow, that's
so they're going
back 17 yards, and Minster's going to regroup after the timeout here.
So we'll take a precision strip timeout with them. New Bremen in charge thus far, but it's early here on NKTelco Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Welcome back to New Bremen. A well-called timeout there by Coach Whiting. Just everybody take a deep breath. Second down in Kettlersville to go here. 2nd and 28, according to the scoreboard. Steffi back to pass. A little bit of pressure. They pick it up. Connects across the middle. That is Schmeezing, I believe, the tight end. Yep.
Charlie Schmeezing. Nice crossing route there. Yep. It's Steffi. They're able to get a lot of that back.
Absolutely.
When you're second in a country mile.
Yep. Yeah, they were heading into Shelby County from here. And so 3rd down and about 16. They got to get to the 45. They're at the 29. So they got a chunk of it back, about 11. 2 receivers right, that is Niemeyer and Webker. Connor Schmeezing, number 10, on the short side. Double tight end set, empty backfield. Steffi rolls left. Downfield, he's going to throw that one away. He had Gavin Plyman. I'll tell you, Steffi's got good presence as far as understanding when it's time to get rid of the ball. I mean, this, like I said, this is the 4th game I've seen of Minster's, and he doesn't take bad sacks.
Gavin Plyman did a nice job. He didn't quite get to him, but he forced him enough and strung him out enough that by the time he was able to throw it, there was nobody open, and he was running out of time. And so good job there by the Gavin Plyman.
Well, and that was he was injured the first few weeks of the season, and he's just now kind of hitting his stride, and it's good to get him back if you're Coach Schmidt. Wolf's punt, much better than the last one. Still hangs up there in this breeze. Homan, fair catch. A little late fair catch. So the Cardinals now will start at their 36. This is probably their worst field position since the opening drive when they started on their 30.
Exactly. They started out in Minster territory the other 2 times. But, yeah, this time on their own 36-yard line. They started on their 30 after the first one. So 3 times with the ball, 3 touchdowns for the Cardinals. We'll see what Coach Schmidt and the Cardinals do here on this drive.
Aaron Tiemann will come out. Doesn't happen too often. They'll swing Ben Holman, the tight end, all the way wide left. In the slot, number 10, Blake Suchlin. The give is to Schaefer. Ball high and tight. You can count on him to make at least one guy miss. And right there, Devin Webker had him, and he made, he still got 4 yards after that contact.
Yeah, Devin Webker again.
Shifty runner.
Yeah, he does a nice job. That's for sure. He's already up to, I have him unofficially at 91 yards.
I'll tell you, Devin Webker's had a few really big plays tonight that have saved touchdowns.
And the reason he's had to tackle so much from the defensive back is the offensive line is controlling the line of scrimmage for the Cardinals.
Well, that was one of the keyhole pizza keys to the game. Now Holman's going to pull it in. He's going to try the B-gap right side between guard and tackle. He's going to have enough for a Cardinal first down out to the 49. A whole stack of Wildcats led by 50 Ian Holman in there. Holman's one of the down linemen.
Big sophomore, strong kid.
That's the exciting thing for Minster is you guys are just going to keep getting better and better.
Only 4 seniors start, so it's going to be a lot of the same players next year.
Well, a 6-2 record, and going to float that one out a little too far for Blake Suchlin, but a 6-2 record for you guys with that many sophomores playing in the MAC, that's not too shabby.
Yeah, the sophomores came a long way. Some of them had to play as freshmen last year.
Yeah, you had a lot of injuries last year.
Yeah, it's always been a touted class. They could see the skill. Brogan Steffi's not a native. He moved in when he was, I want to say, 6th grade.
Okay.
I think he lived in the Troy area, 5th or 6th grade. But so they could see a lot of talent there, and it's come to fruition.
Well, and I think this isn't even his best sport, having covered some Minster basketball. Aaron Tiemann with the Wildcat. He's going to roll right and throw to Holman. And well defended there by Connor Schmeezing. So the Cardinals mixing things up with the numbers as Aaron Tiemann tries to connect.
Is that a play they've run a lot this year?
I have not seen that.
Yeah,
nope, I have not seen that.
That's an interesting look,
Yeah, they kind of ran like a Wildcat because Holman was lined up outside.
And that's Tiemann's an athlete, and you get Holman on there.
He's
put him at a receiver. That's a play. I think they'll fall back and probably bring that out again sometime.
Tournament, yep. Holman now back in the shotgun. Right down the middle to Tiemann, and he's going to overthrow. It looked like Tiemann kind of hung up a little bit, and David thought he was going to keep going, so that's going to be 4th down for the Cardinals, and I think they're going to send Hayden Zeller out to punt this one and try to pin Minster deep with 1:56 to go here in the first period. This one taking a little while with the changes of possessions, the scoring, and a lot of throwing of the football.
Yeah, New Bremen there, they've been running the ball real well, but after they got that first down, they passed it 3 times in a row, and that's really what stopped them. Some of the long passes couldn't connect. Wow, Zeller got under that one.
Yeah, he's a great punter. Kaus is going to have to call for fair catch. Wokley Gugeg right there just in case, and Minster will start at their 14, 1:49 to go. Let's see if Coach Whiting can get these guys a few first downs, get a little momentum, keep the Cardinal offense off the field, go down there and get a score here before half.
Kind of a problem that's been for Minster all year is they start out pretty slow. They seem like they hit their stride coming out of the halftime, and they've been able to get away with that in the last 5 games against some of the lesser
competition. I saw that against
competition.
Graham, and I saw it against Delphos St. John's
but the
last
second
week.
half they seem to do that. That can get you in trouble against any team.
Yeah, you
let
can't
alone
go
a really good team like New
You can't go
Bremen.
to sleep. But you can't go to sleep on a Minster.
So we'll see what they. Right now, they just need to worry about. They need to get one first down and then get another one.
Yep.
And get another one, and then see how it flows from there.
Steffi's going to try the left side. He's got a seam. Nice run. He's going to get first down yardage up over the 25. And that old boy came to play. No surprise. Big rivalry game. Drives those legs, and he picks up 11, Dave.
Yeah, for a 5'10", 160 sophomore, he's a really tough runner, and he doesn't back away from contact. Nope. And he just seems like he finds the openings. He has a real good vision.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to see a lot more running on this play, on this drive, I think, to try to get some stability and then mix in some passing.
Yeah, see if you can use the run to set up the pass. That's what they did last week in the second half against the Blue Jays. Credit Coach Schulte and St. John's for slowing this passing game of Minster in the first half. So they decided, well, we'll just run. And Evan Eink is in the hole, and he's going to stuff Steffi after about a yard gain. Nice run there, but the hole closed.
Minster likes to go from time to time. They'll go two tight ends. I have Brady Wolf and Charlie Schmeezing in there. You also have Fremmel, kind of a little wing back there, another lineman, and they've had a lot of success with that, but Evan Eink was, like you mentioned, he was right in the hole. Somehow, Steffi got 2 yards out of that.
Yeah.
So still manageable, 2nd and 8.
Cardinals run a 3-4 defense, and then they'll pull 1 or 2 linebackers to the line of scrimmage like you see right now. That leaves Bombauer and Eink in the middle of the field. Steffi empty backfield, double tight end set, like you said. This is Connor Schmeezing. And he breaks a tackle, 40, 45. He's quick, pushed out of bounds there by Ben Saylor. Yeah, that's going to be a big Minster first down. So just like we said, Dave, just be patient. 1 first down, another first down, and Minster's got a little drive started here.
Yeah, it was a nice, quick one to Connor Schmeezing. He's a slippery type guy, quick. You break a tackle, he can go long, and a big 20-yard pickup there.
He's quick.
Yes.
Yeah. He was running the ball last season.
Yeah, he will.
Because your lead back, Austin Wells, who was that last year?
Wellman.
That was injured, and Schmeezing had to run the ball, and he did a nice job last year.
He'll line up some in the running back there as Steffi takes it across midfield.
6 there, yeah. Nice run. Boy, he runs hard. He throws himself at the defense. Dylan Bombauer on the stop. Boys are going to sleep good tonight after this one, Dave. It's a very physical game.
Yeah, Steffi, you have a guy like that can run. They just haven't really been able to find a consistent running back to kind of be a tandem there.
Right.
Kind of like what Schaefer and Human have for New Bremen.
Yeah, Minster's had to do a little bit by committee. Fremmel usually gets 3, maybe 4 carries, kind of let the big dog eat. Yeah, that's going to be the end of the first quarter. The Cardinals so far holding serve. They lead by a score of 21-0 over the Wildcats here on NKTelco Sports.
Whether you do business from a corner store or a corner office, there is one asset your business cannot do without: the Internet. Everything from sales and marketing, training and shipping, PR, HR, and R&D, your business relies on a fast, reliable, and secure connection. And now, it's more important than ever to partner with an Internet provider you can trust. Get Flight Fiber for Business, backed by local tech support from NKTelco. Call today.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Welcome back to New Bremen. We just heard a score come over. Dave, why don't you share that with our listeners?
Coldwater 6, Versailles 0. This game and that game is the 2 premier games in the MAC this week.
Steffi tried to hit Schmeezing as he was crossing a little bit behind him. There was some pressure initially, but Steffi easily sidestepped that, but couldn't hit Schmeezing crossing. That's a tough throw, Dave. Steffi's rolling to his right, kind of got a little pressure, and he's got to throw back left into the wind. That's a tough play to make.
Yeah, I think he rushed it just a little bit. Yep. Schmeezing's been coming in at times. He's been open about every time. He had that long pass.
He gets separation.
Yeah, so it's I think you'll see a lot more of him as they've mixed him in and out all season long.
So 2 receivers, that's Kaus and Webker up top. Nemo down here on the near sideline, James Niemeyer. And boy, we got all kind of a situation going on here, guys doing things they ought not. And if that's on the Cardinals, that's going to be a first down for Minster because they've got about 3 and 4, 3rd and 4.5.
I would say the blitz was on there. I'm just guessing.
Hayden Zeller's tough to miss at 6'5". He was coming and he had a lunch pail in his hand.
Yeah.
So Minster will get a freebie first down there from the Cardinals. As you see, Brogan Steffi walks over. Seth Whiting in his second year at the helm here in Minster, and he's kind of a rebuild specialist. He's taken a few school programs and brought them into prominence.
Yeah,
and
over in the Northeast Ohio, a couple
Yep.
different places
Yep.
there. And, of course, his dad was Vic Whiting.
Yep.
He helps out
St.
a
John's.
couple nights a week and practice on game day.
Nice.
Built a powerhouse at Delphi St. John in the late 90s.
57 wins in a row.
Somebody fell down there.
Yeah.
Kaus, either it's always that, did he slip or was he knocked down there? No flag there, so.
35-yard line might have got him.
There was a lot of Cardinals in that area there.
There sure were. There sure were. That's a kind of a fortunate turn of events there for the Wildcats. That could have gone badly. As you see, Schmiesing will swap out with Charlie Schmiesing, Connor Schmiesing coming in for Charlie Schmiesing.
No relation there. There's a lot of Schmiesings around.
There's a lot, especially in Minster.
Yeah.
And, man, have we got some – oh, I think they're taking beans off behind us. Look at the lights on the dust. It looks like there's a fire or something, but I think there's probably somebody harvesting beans behind
There's
us.
been a lot of dusty harvest this year.
Little bubble screen, Webker unable to hang on to it. Cardinals had it pretty well defended. You saw Evan Eyink bearing down, but that was on purpose. That was a screen. But Webker unable to hang on to that one. I don't know how much that would have gone for, but you never know with those wide receiver screens. All you got to do is get 1 or 2 blocks, and the guy's gone.
Steffi right now 3 of 11 on his passing. A couple times the receivers haven't helped him out, and that one, another opportunity for a drop there. And, yeah, sometimes it's easy to say you should catch it, but if you're the receiver and you hear footsteps all around you.
Yeah, easy for us to say up here, all comfortable and safe.
Yeah.
He should have caught that, Dave. Yeah, well, if I was down there getting looked at by the defense, I might have dropped it too. Now we're going to get a precision strip timeout called by Minster. We'll take it with them. New Bremen up early here on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
We are back live at Cardinal Stadium. A dusty night here as it is harvest season.
Good to see that. Good to see the farmers getting a reward for their work.
Absolutely, and it's been dry through harvest season, which is good. 4 receivers. This will be Niemeyer in motion. He'll get out in the flats as an outlet, as a check down. Plenty of time. He's got Connor Schmiesing over the middle, a little high, unable to bring it down, and that's going to be 4th down and 10, and I would assume we will see Minster try to get this first down since they're on the New Bremen side of the gridiron here.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. I think they already didn't. No one's made a move to bringing the punt team down by 21, and they've had some momentum in this drive. They've moved along here.
They picked up
trying
a couple
to build
of
on there.
Yep.
It'd been nice if they could have completed one of those passes for like half it. So now it's instead of 4th and 10, you got 4th and 5. But you definitely can complete this. We'll see what happens.
Tempting to see if they go RPO here. Let those 3 receivers clear out the right side, and then Steffi roll over there and run behind them. We'll see what they do. He's got Bergman on his right hip, and Steffi does roll that way. He's going to throw downfield. Coverage is there, and Kaus was the intended receiver, but the ball was pretty well overthrown. David Holman was back there, and the Cardinals will get their second turnover on downs on the evening, and they'll be 1st and 10 at their own 42.
Great position there by David Holman.
Yep.
You would expect there was a very small window that Steffi could complete that as a Holman. He's a good quarterback, but he's a very good safety and defensive back as well.
Leading tackler on this defense, came in with 44.5 tackles. And that's, you read the, hats off to Rob Hemmelgarn for putting those max stats together every week. He's from Minster, softball coach. And you never see any Cardinals in the tackling leaders in the conference. And this is one of the few years where we've seen that, and it's David Homan. Schaefer now over the right side. Gets a nice block out there from Carter Elking, and he'll be run out of bounds after a short gain as a host of Wildcats.
Yeah. As you mentioned that, I'd like to mention the leading tacklers for Minster as well. Devin Webker leads them with 32 going in this game. Charlie Smeezing at 28 and Connor Smeezing at 27.5. The defensive guys don't always get the credit they deserve.
That's right. And Connor Smeezing doing it from his safety position. He comes up a lot in run support. Now he's up there in kind of a linebacker position. And Holman with a big hole right up the middle. And again, he's the kind of kid, you'll make contact with him, and then 4 yards later, he's just now going down. In there on the tackle for the Wildcats, you had number 14.
Noah Schwederman.
Yeah, he's in the dark green there. I couldn't read it. Better flip our light on here. Us old guys got to be able to see. There we go.
Let there be light.
Let there be light. It's a professional operation here, Dave.
Of course.
So the Cardinals, little double wing back mishmash fumble, and Homan picks it up, and he's still on his feet.
I'm not sure there was a handoff to Tiemann there, or Tiemann just bumped it. I'm not sure.
Some
but
kind
there
of a
was
miscue.
Yeah, so that, you never know what could end. It's going to be fourth down and be second drive in a row. It looks like Bremen's going to have to punt.
They're lucky that ball didn't end up in the hands of the Minster defense because they were coming. Cardinals, it just didn't look right from the start. It looked like they had the tight ends were in the wing position. Tiemann came across the formation, and like you said, I don't know if he was supposed to get the ball or he bumped it, but either way, Hayden Zeller's going to kick to Chase Kaus. And the wind's going to push that one to the far side, which is good if you're a Cardinal because, again, Chase Kaus is always a threat to go the distance.
Boy, Zeller did a great job of using that wind that's blowing that way. Good curve. That went about 40 yards, and a no return is key part.
That's the key right there because, again, Chase Kaus is destructive when he's got the ball in his hands. Yep. Very quick, and his vision when he's returning kicks is brilliant. Yeah. Very good.
So we'll see what Minster can do. They had some momentum, got some first downs last time. It stalled in the Bremen territory. See if they can build onto that here in this drive with just over 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
And again, Minster's going to get the ball coming out of the halftime break. So again, any scoring they can do here is going to be good. Quick pass out to Webker. He's going to pick up first down yardage out to the 35.
That was a nice, safe completion. One of those that
good little confidence, a little rhythm. I think that's the first one Webker's hauled in. He's been targeted a couple times.
Yes, he's first one for him. They've had 4 different players catch one so far, and that's what Minster's passing game is. They have some quick, deep strikes, but it's a lot of possession.
Yep.
A lot of possession, receiving short ones.
Yep. Especially Niemeyer's. They'll run him on a fly, but he does his best work on a hard drive up the field and a little curl out.
Little slant,
and the ball's in there when he comes out of his break. 4 receivers in the pattern. Bergman stays in the block. Steffi has to roll a little bit right. Now pressure, and Elking will push him out of bounds just after maybe a yard or 2 gain.
Good job by Steffi. Saw it wasn't there, and he didn't get sacked. Got a positive 1 out of that. So
well, that's that smart gameplay.
They're marking that he was out of bounds before the sticks there.
Huh.
So that's
okay. Well, I don't see so good. That's a pretty long ways away from here.
I have a feeling they have a better view than what I had on that.
They do.
It looked like he was past it, but guys in the stripes.
Yeah, we got to defer to them. We can say what we want, and it still doesn't matter. So Kaus will be up here in the slot. Niemeyer outside. Devin Webker far side. Bergman off the hip. Shotgun wing T. This is a design run to Brogan, Steffi. Excuse me. There, I did it. Gain of 2. Cardinals, good discipline there. Playing good gap defense. Third down and about 9 here, Dave.
In that time, I think Minster wasn't thinking to get a first down, but they wanted to get about half of it, make it a little more manageable. They only got 2, so it's still 3rd and long, 3rd and 9 here. So the Cardinals can probably pin their ears back here.
Come at them a little bit.
Yeah, Minster doesn't do a lot of screens. It's pretty rare they'll do a wide receiver screen. They haven't done many running back screens, but we'll see what Coach Whiting calls here.
Two receivers up top. Cardinals bringing the house here on the blitz. They pick it up for a time. Now Ink is free behind Steffi, and they're going to use the sideline as a 12th defender. And that's going to snuff that play out as the ball falls harmlessly to the turf. And 4th down and 9.
You know, the offensive line held out as much as they can. They held out against the pressure. They've only sacked, if I remember right, I think they've only sacked Steffi one time, and that turned into a fumble.
Yeah.
Other than that, they've had pressure, and a lot of times like that was just Steffi couldn't do anything with it there.
Cardinals brought 2 linebackers with their 3 down linemen, and I think a safety on that last play. And Wolf going to kick a line drive. It's going to hit at about the 36 and roll. And they will down it. Minster will down it at about the 25, 26-yard line as you see the little orange biscuit. It'll be Cardinal first down with 8:30 to go. The Cardinals are up 21-0 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
I'd look for New Bremen to go back a little bit to their bread and butter. They got away from the Hunter Schaefer.
Yeah, they ran a couple
counter
series
ones
with
there.
some throwing, and
they
it didn't go real
throwing.
well.
You know, I think that I don't know if they're experimenting to see if it would work, or just trying to mix it up. And I think they'll go to their bread and butter between him and Homan here. And
looks like Ink has got an equipment concern or something, so they'll send Ben Ransbottom, number 59, going to come in and
just get a little opportunity probably for a couple plays. And
yeah, I think Ben is a junior. Let me check the old.
So you're saying Coach Schmidt has really been able to build some depth with the numbers the last few years, and that's what you need to do there. As they do that play, that counter to Schaefer.
Schaefer picks up about 4, and that is Ben Ransbottom, number 59, is a junior. Indeed. It's Grant Dickey will bring the play in, number 14. And yeah, there were years, many years. In fact, we almost didn't have football for a while here. We got down to like 30 boys in the program, and they petitioned the MAC to just do a varsity JV-only schedule. And it was all or nothing as you get a procedural call now. That'll back up the Cardinals 5 yards.
You know, that's quite a story to how low New Bremen's program was gone. They had a couple winless seasons back-to-back.
Yes, they did.
Turn that around to be a state championship is definitely a feel-good story of high school sports. Now, can they maintain at that high level is what we'll see.
That's the tough part.
This year they definitely have stayed there. See what happens. Enjoy this year and then see where it goes from there. I have a feeling with Coach Schmidt, things will be all right.
Holman looks like he's looking downfield to throw. Now he's definitely setting up to throw. He hangs one up. Tieman's going to have to come back for it, and that's intercepted. Nice play as Chase Kaus goes up and high points it. And just took that one right away from Aaron Tiemann, and Minster's in business at their own 42, Dave.
Chase Kaus there was with a good play there. It was one of the Sharps. Caleb Sharp did some pressure there. That number 6 that kind of forced Homan to have to scramble around. He tried to throw it deep, and Kaus had nice position.
Sure did.
Big turnover there for the Wildcats.
Ball hung up just a little bit there. So Minster now in business. First turnover of the game. 7:34 to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. And the Wildcats going to go empty backfield. You see Bergman up there in kind of the right wing behind the O-line. This will be Connor Schmiesing. And he'll get it right up the middle. And not a lot of running there, but, man, leg drive. Nice run there. Dylan Bombauer gets him from behind. But, man, he picked up 4 yards on that, Dave.
Yeah, not a big guy, Connor Schmiesing.
He's strong.
Only strong, 155. He doesn't look even 155, but, yeah.
And he's quick.
Yes, he is.
And there was nothing there. I mean, the defense had kind of closed the gaps, and the pile got pushed. Nice run.
And that's what they haven't been able to do is get some positive yardage on first down. Now it's 2nd and 6. It's more manageable. You can get
you got a wider variety of plays. Yes. You can mix things up a little bit. And Schmiesing's going to leave. Webker's going to be out there by himself in the jumbo double tight end fullback set. You see Frimmel, and Steffi's going to run behind this man on man. And, man, the Cardinals snuff it out. Steffi stays on his feet. Man, that kid is strong.
And Dylan Bombauer, I think, was the one that had us. He was one of several Cardinals there right at the point of attack. And somehow Steffi got 1 or 2 out of that.
He did, yeah. Cardinal O-line, D-line this year has been very, very physical, and that's really where their success has come from, is they've been able to get some pressure on the quarterback, but they've also been able to open lanes for Holman and Hunter Schaefer, as you saw there in the first quarter.
Big third down coming up here for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Minster needs to extend this drive, make something out of that interception. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Now we're going to get a stoppage and a timeout. Minster, we'll go ahead and take it with them. Precision strip timeout, 6:04 to go before half here on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. High school football, Midwest Athletic Conference, a big old grudge match as the Minster Wildcats in town. And I don't know what the numbers are over the years, but this has been mostly to the Wildcats' favor. The last few seasons, New Bremen has been able to string together a few wins, and I think Mr. Kanapke is going to fill us in on those details.
38-12-1, Minster leads the series.
I thought it had been a little bit one-sided that way.
And there's an incompletion. New Bremen has won the last 2 in a row, but Minster's won the last 10 years before that. So, but New Bremen has definitely turned the tide in this, and there's a big incompletion there and a big 4th down. We'll see if Minster will punt it away. It looks like they will not.
5:58 to go. The clock stops on that incomplete pass. So Cardinals need to get some defense here if they want to get that ball back, because, again, Minster is going to come out of the locker room with the football, Dave, so they want to make something happen here. Down 21-0. Big play here for the Wildcats. Trips right. Frimmel in the backfield. Looks like Steffi's going to do a little hard count, try to get a freebie. And now they're going to think about it a minute. And the play clock runs out, and they're going to take 5 yards and punt. So good discipline there for the Cardinals. And they got them earlier.
I don't think they had any timeouts left either, I don't think.
Yeah.
So, it's a safe type of chance there. And so Brady Wolf will be back in. It's easy to say go for it there if you're a Minster fan, but at the same time,
if you don't make it, it's a short field.
And if you get down, there's a big difference between 21-0 and 28-0.
Yeah. So Brady Wolf, the last of the Wolves, right?
No, this is the cousin to Eli and Ethan.
Fair catch by Holman. Nice high punt. Kaus right there.
Yeah, his cousins are Eli and Ethan. His dad is
NFL fame.
Yeah,
right?
that is Brady's dad is Brian Wolf, a Hall of Fame member in Minster. He was a great athlete, great all-around sport. Got drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates in baseball.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Brian's the gentleman, the dark-haired gentleman, works for Garmin and Miller,
yes,
right? Yeah.
Yes, very.
And then his brother is Jamie. Right? I know he's got Ernst Sporting Goods.
Yeah.
And then there's, the boys have been great athletes. The girls, the Wolf ladies have been amazing
Delaney's
athletes.
the oldest, and then Ivy's playing at Miami.
Yep.
Just completed her freshman season.
And she played.
Right.
She
started as a freshman, yeah.
Yep, great kid. Well, I'll tell you, Dave Holman, I don't know who got him, but somebody hit him in the hole and turned him the opposite direction, man. Minster may be down on the scoreboard at the moment, but nobody's told them that. They have come to play, as is expected in this game. But, you got to love it. 5:23 in running here before the half. And again, Holman steps back and evades Ian Holman. Makes another guy miss, close to first down yardage. Going to be 3rd down and short here, Dave.
Hunter Schaefer's had some big runs and some big openings when he's run, but David Holman's had to earn all of his runs so far. I have him at 12 carries for right at 60 yards.
I think the word has gotten out around the MAC that everything runs through 5, and so you got to account for him. And Coach Whiting and company have done a nice job. And now we're going to go jumbo left, and Holman's very close. He may not have got there, Dave.
I don't know if he got there.
Boy, Minster did a nice job. It was a kind of a quick snap also, and I think he's a little short.
Yeah, they're signaling 4th down is what Minster's doing there. So see if they're going to force a punt. It looks like they're going to measure. You don't see many measurements.
Looks like New
especially
Bremen's going to step. Yeah, okay, it's officials timeout. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's short just looking where the ball is. Now we're at an angle.
Yeah.
But looking where the stick is ahead of the 34, 33, and the ball is at the 33. So I think he's a half a football short. Jim, the cameraman, says no, he's short.
Yeah, Jim the cameraman is never wrong, and he might be here, though. Oh, wait a minute.
We got a kink in the chain,
I think
boys.
in the chain. You got to line it up on the 5-yard marker.
Cookie on the yard marker. Oh, there he's short.
Oh, boy, if I'm a coach, I'd be furious at this point.
Oh, man. It's like, all right, we got it. No, we don't. So now what do you do if you're Coach Schmidt? I think you punt this ball away, man. Don't get cute down here. All of a sudden, the play calling has changed. We're throwing the ball. We're not creating holes like we were. Minster's standing us up in the run game.
A little bit of a gamble here. Maybe they try to draw him off. But you got a weapon like David Homan.
It's
tempting.
Put
him right underneath center. He can lean.
It's tempting because he's strong as a bull, and you've got an O-line that's done a pretty good job at the point of attack. The last, this particular drive, the Cardinals went back to the run, and you see here, Minster's held them, and it looks like for now, the Cardinals are going to try to go for it here on 4th down.
Yeah, the other play you could do is you could break a big play there if you fake it to Homan or look like it's Homan
and do a little
or to Baumbauer
yeah.
or to Schaefer. Well, we'll see. He played in a shotgun with 4th and very short.
That's interesting. Now Schmiesing's going to come over. And, yeah, I mean, as is the case sometimes, Homan, he's down the field and gone. How many times you seen it, Dave, when a guy needs an inch and he gets 68?
Yeah,
holy cow.
We talked about breaking a big play thinking that, maybe they do something different, but if you got David Homan, you can always break a big play, and he breaks it.
Holy cow.
He spread it out. Good call by Chris
I love
Schmidt.
that. I love spreading that defense out. But, Minster stayed pretty well in the box. You saw Schmiesing coming over late to cover that slot receiver out of his linebacker position, safety position. But, again, David Homan's the kind of kid that he could score from anywhere. We just saw it, 68 yards. And, boy, oh, boy, I mean, it's too early for a backbreaker, but that's a killer right there. And that one's good. So with 4:19 to go here before halftime, New Bremen 28, Minster 0 on NKTelco Sports.
We are here and here and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
Welcome back to Cardinal Stadium here on senior night, and the Cardinals needed 4th and a half a football. They ended up, David Homan got loose over the right side and took it to the house, 68 yards.
That's a big play. It was the second half. He called a dagger. Still got more than a half to play.
Well, and Minster traditionally has done their best work in the second half. They have a great coaching staff, great at making adjustments. So as we get closer to halftime, don't think for 1 minute it's a good idea to go put Murder, She Wrote in honor of the passing of Angela Lansbury this week. Just record that. You're going to want to come back for the second half here, I think.
Yeah, I think Coach Whiting's been able to make a lot of adjustments.
Absolutely.
Good second half, and they still got 4-12. It would be huge if they could get some kind of score. First, they need to get a little bit more in a drive. I think their one drive they had 2 first downs. Other than that, the New Bremen defense has had the better of the Minster offense, but
the passing game hasn't been crisp. They've had 2 or 3 big drops, and then there's been a few overthrows as well, or maybe a throw behind a receiver. Set up a little receiver screen, and there's another drop. Looked like James Niemeyer trying to get that.
I wouldn't call that a drop because there was a lot of traffic right there.
There was a lot of traffic, yeah.
Bremen Cardinals, Marcus Overman, the D coordinator, has snuffed that one out. They had pressure on him, and but enough of them stay back, which is key for a screen.
Yeah. Yeah, they just rushed 3. Looked like Carter Elking up at the top. Got a little pressure. Now they've got Ben Ransbottom playing on defense, number 59. He's in at middle guard. So you're getting a break for Iyink, which is great in the second half. You're getting a break for Gavin Plyman. Oh, no, Plyman's still out there.
And try another screen. Ooh.
Oh, wow. Almost a circus catch for Aaron Tiemann. Laid out for that one. Pressure from Ben Saylor. Woo.
Well, I think New Bremen has done some film study. They seem like they all knew what was happening on that play.
Yep.
And that's not a play that Minster's done a lot. They haven't done a lot of this where a roll out that way in a throwback screen like that.
Yeah.
But Tiemann, he was 2 inches away from
his 5th interception.
Yeah. And if he could have stayed standing, that could have been a pick six.
That could have been a pick 6 if he'd have been able to get there and be full steam ahead. So the Cardinals now trying to force Minster to punt. Now we're going to get, I believe, a New Bremen timeout. Let's see what direction. And it's a Minster timeout. So with 4:03 to go, Coach Whiting wants to think, let's just keep it right here, Dave. These timeouts go pretty quickly. I'm going to see if I can scan the little Bluebird application on my phone and find a score from somewhere.
Yeah.
Coldwater and Versailles tied at the half.
What's the score on that?
14-14. Yeah, got a good one over there.
Minster will play Versailles next week as they wrap up their home schedule, so that'll be a good test there. Really all year it's been Coldwater, Versailles, New Bremen, Coldwater, Versailles, New Bremen, and Marion, the top 4. And right now going into this, Coldwater and Marion are undefeated.
Yep.
Minster has one loss, and New Bremen and Versailles, but I don't know if people were considering Minster being at that same level just yet.
Right.
And
well, hats off to this group that's worked their tails off for Coach Whiting, and hats off to Coach Whiting and his staff. We're going from 1-9 last year to 6-2 overall, 5-1 in the MAC, winning all the games they should win. That's part of it. Steffi gets the high snap, design roll right. Here comes Bombauer through the line. Nice catch, Devin Webker out of bounds. First down, Wildcats out at the 38. 3:57, plenty of time here for Minster to keep this drive alive, especially they like to throw the football.
And Brogan Steffi just threw that on a rope.
Did.
And he has a lot of plays that he does that, and he's rolling out and just on a line there. And they got one first down. See if they can build some momentum on that.
Keep it going. So Connor Schmiesing, the inside slot. Kaus right on the hash marks. Niemeyer at the numbers on the near sideline. Far sideline is Webker. Empty backfield. Frimmel's in at the wing. Now Schmiesing joins. He'll take the handoff right at the middle. And he'll keep it good for about 3 yards right there. It's been a good little play.
Yeah, nice little change of pace. Connor Schmiesing can line up receiver, running back. And, it was a nice about a 4-yard gain there on first down.
As he ages and grows a little bit, Dave, he's going to be tough to deal with. I'll tell you guys got some nice.
If he's like
nice
his older
athletes.
brothers, Bryce and Isaac, they fill out. They're never going to be tall, but if they fill out a little bit more as they get, probably a good look. He could be the running back the next couple of years.
The Cardinals have suffered greatly at the hands of the Schmiesing family over the years. That is for sure. Bryce and Isaac have been really tremendous for you guys. There's another out to Webker. I'll tell you, Minster's got that dialed in both sides of the field to Niemeyer and to Devin Webker.
That's a 10 yards, so back-to-back completions to Webker. He's got 3 catches for 34, so starting to get a little rhythm here.
And you keep doing that, Dave, and you get a corner or a safety that rotates over there, gets a little jumpy and aggressive, and all of a sudden he plays the ball and the receiver goes for the score.
I've been watching the matchup on this side. It's been Aaron Tiemann lined up against Niemeyer. Almost always lines up on the left side, so they've been fighting that to a draw pretty well.
Yep.
So
Grant Dickey up top covering Devin Webker. Frimmel in at the left wing, kind of that additional 6th offensive lineman, if you will. Little pressure this time from Zeller, and Brogan Steffi has to get rid of it as Carter Elking arrived on scene. No sack. Again, that very wily quarterback, Steffi, knows to get rid of that ball.
Yeah, that could have been a big loss there. And so he's able to get rid of it. Keep it at 2nd and 10, and the clock hasn't moved hardly in this drive whatsoever.
Nope. That's, one of the advantages to throwing the football, especially they run these little outs.
Yep.
And they can get right out of bounds, stop the clock. They're over the midfield stripe for probably third time tonight. Niemeyer's going to have Kaus on the near side. Kaus in the slot. Connor Schmiesing off the line in the slot up top. Devin Webker and Frimmel now right beside Brogan Steffi. I keep doing that, darn it. And we get a hand on him. And now they got him. And I think that's Evan Iyink. I didn't get the number there. Ben Saylor kind of flushed him. Gavin Plyman with the sack. That might be his first of the year, Dave. Again, he's had a tough season being injured for about the first half of the year, so good for him on senior night.
And that's a big play. It's just a sack. It's a deep sack all the way, a 9-yard loss there. So breaks the momentum here for the Wildcats. And
they're back on their side of the field now.
And they've been knocking at the door of a sack for a long time, and they were able to finally get that one for the Cardinals.
Well, and I got to believe at this point it's probably 4-down territory, especially if you can get back near the sticks across midfield.
Yeah, they're going to punt it if it's incomplete, but if they can get under 10, we'll see what happens here.
Kaus, nice catch on the sideline. They're going to say out of bounds. Oh, too bad, man. He got his hands on it, caught it. I tell you, he's a nice receiver.
Yeah, there's a couple of nice receivers, senior receivers in Kaus and Webker, and that's a nice pass by Steffi.
Yeah, it was.
Just a little bit there. Had
a lot of
Coach Whiting decides, probably smartly, so definitely the analytics would probably tell you to punt. The analytics seems like it always tells you to go.
Unless you're in San Diego.
Yeah, analytics seems like in the NFL you go for it on fourth down all the time, like it's Madden or something like that.
Coach Staley, yeah. We'll see how much longer that lasts, though. He keeps doing that. He'll probably be looking for a new gig. Wolf, nice kick into the wind. It hangs up. David Homan at the 20. 21, dances a little bit, picks up a little block from Tangeman, over the 35-40. He's got Tiemann out front. Nice stick right there. Boy, Will Frimmel to the rescue. Oh, no, that wasn't Frimmel. That was 23.
That is
Connor Garrett.
Connor Garrett, a senior, does a nice job on special teams. That was a good stick.
That was a great stick. Man, he lowered the shoulder, formed tackle, drove right through him because, man, it looked like maybe he had Aaron Tiemann in front of him blocking. He could have maybe got over midfield. So good stop there by Garrett.
See what the Cardinals do here, 2-0-2. Probably be more of a passing, but you can definitely still mix in some runs as they still have one timeout in their pocket as they go to Schaefer.
It's that little counter to Schaefer. This time Minster smothers it. And it looks like we got a fumble. Man, all the little cookies going in there. And you see everybody on the Minster side is pointing to the west.
If you point
a big turnover, number 2 for the Cardinal offense. A rare fumble by Hunter Schaefer. And Minster's in business, 154. Don't be surprised if you see Niemeyer streaking down the near sideline with a football coming at him right here on first down, Dave.
Minster came into this with plus 13 on turnover differential. Now at plus 15 as they've added 2. That's
huge.
Kind of the thing you see a lot of football teams do. After turnover, the other team's kind of
right
down.
For the throat. Yeah.
Go for the big play. And they really haven't tried it. They've tried a couple, not anything close. So we'll see if they can. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. As you have Chase.
They usually throw a couple of them 16's way.
Yeah, I imagine we'll.
In the course of a game. Aaron Tiemann, right at the bottom of your screen here. Kaus in motion. Steffi's looking. He's looking right. And he's got Connor Schmiesing behind the linebacker. What a nice pass over 6'5" Hayden Zeller. Man, what a touch on that football, Dave. He dropped it in right behind the linebacker. Huge speed mismatch right there. And a beautiful first down throw.
Yeah, it was a nice catch by Schmiesing. He kind of had to jump and reach back. But that went from the 44 to 25-yard completion.
Probably had to look around Zeller, man. Hayden Zeller's a big boy. And that ball just kind of dropped in the bucket, as they say. Beautiful pass from the sophomore, Brogan Steffi. Minster in business now. This is their deepest threat of the night. 2 receivers left, 1 right. And I believe Connor Schmiesing's in the backfield. He is. He's going to block, and he does a nice job. Now Steffi rolls to the short side. Webker, a little toe drag catch. And they're going to call that a catch, gain of about 3. That was the check down.
And it was nice to catch it and also fall out of bounds.
Yeah, 1:39 to go here before the intermission. You see the marching bands are mobilizing. Get ready for the halftime festivities. Cardinal marching band will be celebrating senior night as well.
Yep.
Second down and 8 now for Minster.
Definitely good to recognize those senior band members.
Absolutely. A lot of cold nights in the stands. Cold butts on hard metal bleachers. And we're going to get a procedure as Webker decides to leave early, and that is not allowed.
That's a tough penalty there.
Yeah.
You're getting momentum there, and now you're behind the sticks on second and
be about 13. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's hasn't been a lot of penalties in this game, really.
Yeah,
Not too many.
mostly,
but
I think that's only the second penalty on the Wildcats.
I just think Minster almost has to score a touchdown here to get some momentum going into halftime.
Well, and if you can come out and put another
come out,
drive
and then you can
together,
get another
you're down
drive
2
together.
scores. Yeah.
Then who knows what happens? Right now they still have 22 yards.
See, they got Justin Bergman in. Yeah, Justin Bergman in there on the left wing. Steffi looking Webker the whole way. Oh, man, it hit him.
I think they're
going to give it to him as a touchdown. Holy smokes. The ball's laying out by the track. How on earth is that a completion?
I thought that the defender there, I think it was
No
Dickey,
completion.
reached back. I thought with his hand did a nice job of deflecting it away.
It was a timing route all the way. I mean, it was a beautiful throw by Steffi. Webker was turned around, but I saw the ball was rolling out to the track. I'm like, how on earth is he calling that catch?
But I think you got to where the referee's at. He's on the line there. Where he saw it, he probably saw it go in his hand.
Right.
And then he knew to see it catch it. And so,
Yep.
from us it seems easy call, but he got it right. It's like, okay, you called it. Maybe it was wrong, but you corrected it. And that's what you wanted, ultimately get the right call.
One of the officials with the front angle probably
Yeah.
came over. So 3 receivers left. Evan Webker alone to the right. Rogie rolling left now, and he's got a little pressure from Zeller. The ball's out. I think it's going to be incomplete. Cardinals fall on it.
There's no signal.
Looked like he was throwing. There's the little
There's going to be a
beanbags
fumble.
down. Excuse me, goodness.
Good pressure by the Cardinal defense as they get a turnover.
Boy, that was a key turnover right there.
Right as he was throwing it.
Yep.
I don't know who came up with it or who hit it.
Zeller batted it down, batted it out of his hands, and I didn't see who fell on it, but timely turnover there for the Cardinal defense.
Credit the Cardinal defense. It seems like every time Minster gets a little momentum here, it's like right when you feel like, okay, somebody makes a play. And there's still 1:26 to go, and if you got number 5, David Homan, that's enough time.
Ample time. Hayden Zeller is going to line up wide left. Now the give is going to be to Wokley Gugag. He's going to go sweep left. 25-30, the senior. Good to see him out here running. He had a heck of a time in junior high and again as a sophomore with knee injuries. And so good to see the senior. He's going to pick up 8 first down carries, so 2nd and 2. Nice run there by Wokley Gugag, number 20. Strong as a bull. There's another. I'll tell you, the thing that's really helped this program turn around is that CBC, the Cardinal Booster Center.
Able to get the
Jason McGarren, when he was football coach here, he was a big strength and conditioning guy, and he kind of instilled a culture here of, off-season workouts and weightlifting and the importance of conditioning. And when you can get enough boys that, all your D linemen aren't going both directions and they're gassed halfway through the third, it makes a big difference. And that's been a big part of the growth of this program here.
Yeah, that any football program, you're going to have to do your work in the weight room.
This is Hunter Schaefer to the left, crosses the 40. He's out near the first down marker, a yard or two short. Nice tackle there for Minster. That's number 26, Will Kanapke, and Devin Webker also helping out.
Schaefer now over 100 yards to join his teammate, David Homan.
Homan's going to roll to the near side, looking at team, and now he's looking downfield. Sets up, and just kind of throw it away there. 26 seconds to go.
Hit there. Charlie Schmezium was there. Put pressure on Homan there.
Yeah, Minster did a nice job.
Clock has stopped it. Thought it was at 26. Now it looks like it's on 16.
They had 25 seconds when they snapped it.
Okay.
So I don't know what happened there, but credit the Minster defense. The coverage downfield. James Niemeyer, Kaus rotated over, did a nice job on the Cardinal receivers. Tiemann and Grant Dickey, Plyman. Excuse me. 13. Dylan Kramer, my apologies, couldn't get going. Couldn't get open. That's that same formation that they fumbled on. There's a Cardinal first down. He'll get it out to the 45 with 10 seconds to go. And that stops the clock to move the chains, and Cardinal's going to be satisfied to just run a quick snap. Everybody's got to get set. 9 seconds to go as the clock winds. Holman steps back. He's looking right side. He's got Tiemann on a crosser and overthrows him. Kaus almost got another interception.
Yeah, it's a safe play. If Tiemann is able to get a step on his defender, he can break it. And you still got another play here. And Minster defended that well. They weren't going to be. They were going to let anybody get behind him. Right. And Kaus almost intercepted it there.
Almost did. So. Again, the pass was overthrown. Kaus in good position. Hayden Zeller's going to come on. Coming off there is Aaron Peppelman, the senior, number 16. Tiemann and Zeller right. Hunter Schaefer in the backfield. Holman's going to roll right. Everybody's back in coverage. Well played by the Minster D. Holman's just going to throw up a little Hail Mary, and Kaus has got interception number 2 and out of bounds at about the 19. And that's going to take us to the halftime break. So from Cardinal Stadium here on senior night, the Cardinals with 4 running touchdowns here in the first half. They lead Minster 28-0 here on NKTelco Sports. When we come back, we'll get you some statistics and into the third quarter.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Welcome back to Cardinal Stadium. Halftime festivities have wrapped up. Celebrated senior night with the bands. And it's time to talk a little bit about how we got to our score. New Bremen with the lead currently 28-0 after one half of play. Dave Kanapke, tell us a little bit about some statistics here, my friend.
Yeah, first stats. I'd like to do a shout out to Deb and Bruce Monin for helping us out with the stats. Overall rushing for Minster, 11 yards. For New Bremen, 246. Let's say that again. 11 for Minster, 246 rushing yards for the Cardinals. Passing is a little bit kind of the opposite. Minster with 103, New Bremen with just 14. Minster was 8 of 25 passing for 103 yards. New Bremen 2 of 10 with 2 interceptions for 14 yards. But when you run the ball 246 yards, that passing doesn't hurt you a whole lot.
Look at some of the individual. Bremen did try to throw the ball.
Yeah, they just really didn't get
a lot of luck.
They didn't get a little flow. Looking at your individual numbers for New Bremen, David Homan, 16 carries, 127 yards. Of course, big part of that was a 68-yard touchdown run. Also, Hunter Schaefer, 10 carries for 108 yards. Baumbar with 1 carry for 9 yards. For Minster, few and far between. Connor Schmeezing, 2 carries for 7 yards. Justin Bergman, 1 carry for 2 yards. Receiving for Minster, Devin Webker, 4 catches, 36 yards. Connor Schmeezing, 2 for 45. Charlie Schmeezing, 1 of 12. Niemeyer, 1 of 10. For New Bremen, all their yardage coming to Aaron Tiemann, 2 catches for 14 yards. The scoring's been 4 runs. The first one, Hunter Schaefer, a 44-yard run, less than 2 minutes into the game, and then David Homan with a 1-yard, an 8-yard, and a big old 68-yard run. And Hunter Schaefer is perfect on all the extra points, and that's what puts us at halftime here, 28-0 New Bremen.
All right, Dave, thanks very much. That's Wagner's IGA stats and highlights halftime report. We'll do that again at the end of the contest this evening. So we're getting ready to kick things off. The Cardinals will be kicking to the Wildcats. New Bremen elected to take the opening kickoff, receive the opening kickoff. And so the Cardinals now have a 4-touchdown lead they need to defend. Scores in the MAC, I saw 21-14 Versailles was up on Coldwater. Then I believe that was updated to 21-20. Mm-hmm. So things are getting interesting here late in the MAC when it comes to conference standings, when it comes to computer points and secondary computer points. So, but first order of business right here is these two teams need to focus on getting a win and keeping their hopes in the upper 4 teams of their division in Region 28 so that they could host not one but 2 home playoff games.
If New Bremen wins this one, they're pretty well assured they're going to have 2 home games. Of course, you got to win the first game first.
Right.
And then, so can't get the cart before the horse. Minster, even if they lose this game and they have another tough one against Versailles next week, they'll probably get the first game at home. But right now, if you're Minster, I'm sure they made adjustments at halftime. They did adjust to the running game that New Bremen did. They did adjust on defense. Just having had that offense to get rolling, or maybe I should say, like we mentioned earlier, every time they seem like they had something going, somebody from the New Bremen defense
There's been a play made,
Yep.
There's been a play made. Kind of that bend, don't break approach. Hunter Schaefer, short kick. Kaus going to get it at the 17. He's over the 20, 25, right up the middle. Oh, man, I thought for a minute he might have had something, but boy, oh, boy. Kelly, number 74, on the tackle. That's Noah Kelly. And Minster, though, great field position to start off the second half. Man, I thought he
had daylight.
Ooh, boy.
He's returned 2 of them already this year, 1 last year. And
so quick.
He almost thought for a minute there he was going to break the school record of 3 kickoff returns. So now Minster sets up shop at the 31-yard line. Brogan Steffi, 8 of 25 in the first half. As we mentioned, their first halves have been a little rocky in some of their games, and they usually come out better in the second half.
Coach Whiting is a master at making adjustments and changes based on what happens in the first half. Schmiesing's going to get his 3rd carry of the night, and he's stuffed there by Dylan Bombauer. Nothing doing. That play, the first 2 times they ran it, Dave, went for 3 or 4 yards, but this time the Cardinals read that nicely and shut it down right at the point of attack. They will give him a yard forward progress.
You know, when you talk about making adjustments, it would definitely behoove Minster to have good adjustments the second half, especially this first drive. Get a little momentum there.
Yep.
And you have the whole half. You know, 28's a lot to overcome, but, you know, what's that thing? The greatest journey starts with the first step.
Yep. And Steffi really needs a couple receivers to just make a play. There were probably 3 or 4 big drops in the first half that would have been first downs on the first couple of drives.
Yeah.
So if he can, they can kind of correct that. Steffi, pressure again from Hayden Zeller, causes the pass to come up short. And now we're going to get a very late flag. I wonder if they're going to call defensive holding, and they are. So Minster's going to get an interesting play call. The ball, they're saying, Coach Overman's out there saying the ball was tipped, therefore contact is permissible.
Did they call pass interference or did they call holding?
Well, the side judge indicated holding.
Holding, you can have
holding's holding.
Holding's holding. It doesn't work. Pass interference, if it's tip ball, you can't have that. So that's a 10-yard penalty and a much-needed first down for Minster.
So that keeps the drive alive. So good fortune there for the Wildcats. Cardinals had some pressure. Hayden Zeller was back there, forced the early throw. So they will tee it up. First down now out at their 42. That's a 10-yard penalty, as we learned earlier.
I'm trying to teach you.
Thank you, Dave.
Scott.
Well, you're wise. Old and wise, as they say.
Wise beyond my years.
There you go. Trips right, empty backfield. Steffi rolls away from pressure.
Wow.
Kaus right at the sideline. They're going to say he got 1 foot down, and that's 1 yard short of a first down. So nice play there as Steffi rolled away from the pressure.
He's got 3 or 4 people right on his tail, and he just rips that throw right in stride to Kaus.
I'll tell you, Brogan Steffi's a fine athlete.
Yeah, you talked about it. He's had a very good freshman year in the basketball court.
Yep.
Very strong quarterback. Doesn't play a spring sport. And right now, the nice throw there sets him up at 2nd and 1.
Trips left, and now he's going to design run over the right. He's got a lane. 40, 35, 30. Still on his feet. Made a man miss. 20, 15, 10. Finally brought down. Man, I'm alive. What a run. He must have broken 4 tackles on that run, Dave. And this is what we saw second half last week against Delphos St. John's. Minster came out, changed a few things, and all of a sudden their offense caught fire, and there's a big run down to the 8-yard line. 1st and goal, Wildcats.
51 yards for Brogan Steffi, and that's the big play that they lacked all night.
Yep.
And he really finds the opening. He doesn't have breakaway speed. He's a hard runner and slashes. And
he makes guys miss, and he does. He runs through contact. Yep. Hard runner. He's got Bergman off his left hip and Frimmel. So both backs are in. Kind of a jumbo look. Only one receiver left. That's Webker. And Steffi's going to run it again. This time he's going to get brought down from behind. I believe that's Evan Eyink from his inside linebacking position. It is a senior linebacker But Steffi picks up 4 yards on that. No, he doesn't. Picks up 2. Make it 1. I'm trying to look through a chain link fence. I better stand back up again, Dave. I got a little comfy in my cushion chair.
Yeah, we'll see what Minster does. They sometimes go to a full house backfield. They have 3 of them there, and they have the 2 big blockers, Bergman and Frimmel, to block for Smeezing. Right now it looks like they'll keep just Bergman right there and Frimmel at the line.
Yeah, Frimmel's in kind of that wing position behind the left tackle. Steffi high snap sets. He's looking Webker on a little curl inside, and it's a touchdown. Well, I don't have an indication yet. I mean, that sure looked like a touchdown to me. Yeah, nobody ever gave the indication, but that's as much a touchdown as there ever was. So Minster on the board, opening drive, done to perfection, 9:37 to go. And they will attempt their extra point. Well-engineered drive.
Steffi there, a nice 6-yard strike there. Steffi to Webker.
Yeah, Webker, a little slant that is so hard to defend. Nice play. And that kick is good by about a mile. And so with 9:37 to go here in the third quarter, the Minster Wildcats are on the board and the shutout is over. Cardinals 28, Minster 7 here on NKTelco Sports.
I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Welcome back to New Bremen. Excellent opening drive. Some nice passes, some good runs. The highlight of that one, a 51-yard scamper to set up first and goal by the quarterback, Steffi, and then he hits Webker on a slant. And this is Hunter Schaefer over the 20, out to the 25, 26. And the Cardinals now going to see if they can answer as Minster takes the opening drive and scores.
In New Bremen in the first half, they were a house on fire. The first 3 times they touched the ball, they drove right down, dominated the running. It cooled off other than a 68-yard run on 4th down by Homan. It's cooled off a little bit.
Yeah,
so
they got into some pass plays, and then Minster started to tighten their run D. Here's Hunter Schaefer. Very patient runner. You'll see he waits for his blocking to set up. Gain of about 4 there.
Yeah.
Got tripped up coming through the hole.
I think you're going to see a little bit more of their bread and butter plays as they were going to go back to what's successful for them.
Double tight end set. Hunter Schaefer, little counter, misdirection around the right side. Minster collapses there. Niemeyer and see who the other one, number 9.
Adam Rindler.
Adam Rindler. Yep.
Got his first start last week because of injury. Led the team in tackles last week and it's really made the most of his chance there. Him and Niemeyer with a big hit there on Schaefer, limited another 2-yard carry. So 3rd down here for the Cardinals.
You hear the Minster faithful trying to crank it up here, trying to get a 3 and out so they can get the ball back. And now we got some movement up front. Definitely saw Minster move, but did New Bremen flinch? And that's going to be 5 yards. Won't be enough for a first, but it'll definitely shorten the field now. 3rd down and probably about 2 for the Cardinals.
Seems like that's been the story of this game is every time it looks like, things are starting to turn for Minster. Something happens like a play like that.
Play or a penalty.
Big difference between 3rd and 1 and 3rd and 6 against this very good running offense, especially when you have Mr. David Homan.
Grant Dickey out wide at the numbers. Aaron Tiemann just inside off the line of scrimmage. Hayden Zeller right. Holman's going to keep it behind Hunter Schaefer. Makes a guy miss. Bounces outside. One more time outside. A little stiff arm, and now he's down the right sideline, or left sideline, as Kaus. Nice tackle to save an even bigger game, but that'll be enough for a Cardinal first down. Gain of about 12, I believe, on the play.
Makes him up to 137 yards for the day. It's a nice
Not a
night.
bad night at the office.
Yeah, and
especially
There's
against
still
a
time in the
physical-
office, yeah.
Physical Minster defense here. And this time they'll give it to Tiemann on the jet sweep. He's got Hunter Schaefer, seals the corner over the 50, makes a man almost miss, down about the 45, almost first down yardage.
Nice tackle there.
Sure was.
By James Niemeyer. It was an open field. Tiemann would have went for quite a ways after that, but a nice 8-yard carry there by number 1, Aaron Tiemann.
And now they're going to move the chains. They're going to say that's 10 yards right to the 45, Dave. So the Cardinals with a couple of back-to-back first downs. 7:52 clock running. I'm sure New Bremen not going to be in a huge hurry. Give us to Schaefer. Again, trying to be patient. This time Minster slams the door. It's going to be a loss of a yard here for the senior running back as Rindler in there. Also Ian Holman, also Cows. Nice job that time by the left side of the Wildcat defense.
Good gang tackling, what you got to do with this physical running team from New Bremen.
So the Cardinals will send Ben Saylor out to the left hash. Grant Dickey, Aaron Tiemann, right side. And this time they'll fake it, and Holman bounces. Boy, nice job on defense for the Wildcats. Just what they needed. Point of attack in there, number 24. That's Brady Wolf, the punter and tight end on offense. Absolutely popped Holman, and Holman loses 3 yards. And all of a sudden, 3rd and 13 now for the Cardinals.
Yeah, good penetration there as they're really selling out right now to stop the run.
Yep.
Trying to, their strategy is we got to stop the run, make them beat us in the pass. They do.
Yeah, and then the passing game's been completely ineffective for the Cardinals. So it's a great strategy for Coach Whiting and company, and ran into his father, Vic, down in the press box. Cardinals trips left, and Holman's going to get down the seam, and Tiemann can't come curling inside. A lot of folks barking about some kind of shielding or pass interference, but no way, Jose. Just a great position on the defender. Yeah, I think that was Kaus back there, so the Cardinals going to have to punt. So Minster checks 2 big boxes here to open the third quarter. They come out, get a nice drive. They don't take a ton of time to do it. They get points, and then they force a Cardinal punt.
And it looked like Cardinals are going to get rolling, and they really stepped up on a couple running plays to force the pass.
Kaus at the 15. Going to get a flag. Oh, no, that's marking where he caught the ball. Sorry, that gets me every time.
It seems like these beanbags have changed like a yellowish color in the last this year. That I've done the same thing.
They ought to be white or something.
Yeah, it's
because you see it come out and flash, and it looks like a flash of yellow. Either way, Kaus is going to get Minster set up 1st and 10 at the 25. While we're getting change of possession, some additional sponsors always like to read these companies off. Burke Petroleum, Chiltex LLC, Cy Sweeterman Incorporated, Dickman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Hilsman Automotive, Park National Bank, SecureCom, and St. Henry Bank. I'd like to thank all of those small businesses along with our primary sponsors, our timeout, our starting lineups, our First National Bank scoreboard. All those companies make it possible for us to bring you high school sports throughout the year. Steffi design run. He's going to try and follow Bergman, bounce it outside. And Ben Saylor gets a hold of him, doesn't let go. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. And it'll be 2nd down 10 for Coach Whiting in his 2nd year.
Yeah, and this is, the question everybody's thinking is, hey, can Minster put this series back again? And New Bremen saying, hey, we need to stop them there. We don't want to build any momentum. Funny things can happen when
Uncle Mo
you have
gets
the momentum.
involved.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you never know when you invite Uncle Mo to dinner. You just never know what's going to happen. As Minster now trips left again. One back in the backfield. That's Bergman. Quick out to Webker. That's been there all night. Missed tackle. Ball's loose. Ink is on it. They're going to say incomplete. Nope. Cardinal fumble. Recovery. Minster fumble, sorry. So hard to see that far, Dave. I'm just a little too old for this to know if he, had possession, made a football move, and Webker lost it, and they're saying Cardinal recovery. So, just like you said, Minster gets a little momentum going, and the turnover bug got him. So 2 turnovers apiece now. Minster had a pick and a fumble recovery. Is that right? In the first half?
Yep.
And the Cardinals had a fumble recovery.
Yeah, good. I don't know who was on the point of the tackle, but they really had a helmet on the ball there. I think turned it over there. So great field position for the Cardinals.
Cardinals in this stack back formation. Hunter Schaefer follows Dylan Bombauer through the hole, and he stood up right there. But still a gain of 7 on 1st down. You just can't ask for anything more than that, Dave, out of your RB1.
Yeah, I think you described him well when you said he's a patient runner. He waits for that hole.
He does.
And then he bursts when it's there, low to the ground, as you want your running backs to be.
He kind of runs like a bowling ball. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
Max Kanapka, is it Max, number 21?
21,
yeah. Max Kanapka was in there
Will.
to lead the tackle. Did a nice job of getting a hat on it, but still 6 yards were gained. So this time it's Aaron Tiemann, another jet sweeper. He's got Hunter Schaefer. Tiemann cuts in behind the block. He's down to about the 25, gain of 3.
I like that look of Tiemann in there. It's kind of a change of pace that you get between
Well,
the bowling ball.
Forces the defense to really think, like, man, who's getting the ball here?
Yeah.
Because you could get 5, you could get 28, you could get 1.
And, they're always focusing on 5, but if you can distract a bit there and,
Dylan
Tiemann's a good
Kramer
athlete,
in the game now at wide receiver. He's far up top of the trips. Hunter Schaefer in the slot now, empty backfield. Holman's going to follow his tight end, Dylan Bombauer. That's a Cardinal first down. He breaks free, 10, and he's tripped up by the 10-yard line. Whew, boy, that was almost a score.
Another one.
Yeah, but enough for a first down for the Cardinals, and they are inside the 10, and Dave Holman is looking a little worse for wear after that play, kind of holding his left knee.
Ooh, don't want to see that.
No.
And we already heard one of the MAC premier quarterbacks, Marcel Blasingame.
Yeah, had an injury against Versailles tonight, yeah.
Hate to hear that.
That's for sure. Cardinals go trips left, empty backfield, single tight end. And we're going to get movement up front, false start Cardinals, so it'll still be first and goal, but now it'll be first and about 14.
Going back a play. Remember back on 4th down when Holman broke that 68-yard, they spread him out.
Yeah.
Same thing, 3rd and 1. I'm thinking, well, maybe New Bremen's going to pass here, but no, they were spreading it out.
Yep.
You get that less people in the
Get
box.
those guys out of the box and give Holman or Schaefer or Tiemann
sometimes
room to move.
You also want those defensive backs out of the way too. That when he cuts a little bit outside the line, they're not there.
Yeah, if you get to second level, they're busy covering receivers. Your running back's gone. So double tight end, new formation, little counter to Schaefer, wide open. I could have run through that hole back down to the 9. So he got the penalty yardage back. Dylan Bombauer, tight end, does such a nice job of blocking for the runners.
And that's an unsung thing that the tight ends, primarily in high school, a tight end is more for the blocking.
Yep.
Get a catcher to a game.
Yeah.
But you're there as another lineman, and Bombauer definitely is a key to their
They'll take
offense.
Ben Saylor, 23, from time to time, put him in the slot, but Dylan Bombauer is almost always either in the wing or right on the line of scrimmage. Just as Omen scatters through a hole. Now we're going to get a big scrum, and Minster will stand him up at about the 6, give or take. It was 3rd and goal from the 9, second and goal from the 9. So now it's 3rd and goal from the 6.
And they tried to fake that jet sweep to
Tiemann.
So you set that up by when you give it to him the other time. So
big number 76 up in the middle there for the Wildcats. Nick Winter, the senior D lineman, 6 foot 260. Man, he just doesn't move real far.
Big boy. Latest in a long line of Winter boys.
Minster digging in. Holman left. He's got Tiemann open at the goal line. Touchdown. So Cardinals mix it up a little bit. Short pass is as good as a run. And the junior Aaron Tiemann, the beneficiary of a 6-yard touchdown pass from senior David Holman.
Well-designed play there as Tiemann got a step on his defender, and Holman put it right in the right spot. You cannot defend that there. Nice touchdown there for the Cardinals.
Another update, Brad Selby, my scoring update from the couch in New Bremen. Versailles 28, Coldwater 20. And with the point after, this one is 35-7, 2:20 to go here in the third on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it Caring Without Limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Welcome back to New Bremen. Cardinals get a drive together. Again, the whole thing started off of a fumble recovery, Evan Iyink. And the Cardinals take that one and score. First touchdown pass of the night for David Homan to Aaron Tiemann, his wide receiver one. And the Cardinals up 35-7. 2:20 to go here in the third as Hunter Schaefer ready to tee things up.
Yeah, nice taking advantage of the opportunity that the fumble presented.
Kaus at the 6, over the 10. He's going to have to go out to the right side. He runs around the spearhead, makes a guy miss, and then he's tackled at about the 22. Aaron Tiemann in there on the tackle for the Cardinals. Also, number 88, Owen Rindler. So Minster now needs to answer. Now we're getting into that point where they need to score on offense and get stops on defense because we're down to 2:12 in the third.
Yeah, that last touchdown was a backbreaker about. There's still time to go, but
absolutely,
you're going to need some really big plays that they really haven't been able to get other than that 51-yard run by Steffi the last drive, but we'll see what happens. It's still an explosive offense.
He's a player, so he's going to get his plays. Steffi, plenty of time, little out to Connor Schmiesing, hangs on to it, 25, nice catch, out to about the 29, maybe the 30. They're going to say he's down in bounds, which the clock is now not your friend if you're a Wildcat. Nice pitch and catch, Connor Schmiesing, pretty sure-handed receiver.
Yeah, it was a nice athletic play, kind of turned back, caught it as he goes in and out. As he's really that flexible player that kind of gives them different looks.
Sure is.
And they're missing one of their receivers, Dylan Heitkamp. Let's say he was in concussion protocol, suffered one last week, and he's out this week.
So good. Hate to
hear
that.
Another sophomore is a lot of speed on the receiving corps.
Now the give is to Bergman over the right side. And that's going to be a Minster first down. So nice start to the drive, 2 plays and a first down as they are out to their 33-yard line. 1:25 left to go here as they restart the clock once the ball's set.
Justin Bergman, just as junior, as he gets a little stronger, he has good running form. I think it's somebody you're going to see in the backfield next year as well as a senior, a little stronger and taller.
Yeah, well, and you don't have to rely so much on Steffi to run the ball. There's Frimmel. You see him slide over to the left side. Steffi quick out to Webker at the 40. He's got it. First down yardage. Nice play. Again, that little quick out, that little button hook or comebacker or whatever, the route changes a little bit. Inside, outside. It's been there most of the night. It's a tough play to defend.
They've really been able to get that back. They've really got that in sync really from about the early second quarter on.
Yeah.
As they haven't been able to go to Niemeyer. Aaron Team has done a nice job matching up on him. He's only got 1 catches, but Devin Webker now up to 7 catches.
But I tell you, Niemeyer's sneaky. You can't get comfortable with him. He's a great athlete. And before you know it, he's behind you. Steffi's going to go back to Webker. He's behind the defense. Nice catch and stride. Beautiful ball. Still on his feet. Knocked out of bounds inside the 20. Big play there for the Wildcats. Nice pitch and catch from Steffi to Devin Webker.
33 yards there.
He got behind the defense, had about 2 steps on the D. And I'll tell you, Steffi throws a really nice ball.
Yeah,
he dropped that right in the basket.
Yeah, he has completed. He's 6 of 6 in this half after being 8 of 25. As they've done all year. It's their second half team for whatever reason. And that was a beautiful pass to Devin Webker.
Sure was. Bergman straight behind Steffi. The give is to Bergman. He's going to try a nice bounce it outside to the left. Cardinals kind of shut that down, but still a gain of 2 yards, 3 yards. Again, you got to keep the defense honest. You run the ball a little bit. Yeah, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, you just want to just keep running it and see what happens. Even if you know it's not going to be a big play.
It's high school football, man.
Right.
Somebody's going to miss a tackle. All of a sudden, you're in the secondary.
It's small school, high school football.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. You still got to run the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep them honest. The defense, that way they have to respect that run game and play up in the box. And that's going to bring an end to the third quarter of play. Here on senior night in New Bremen, the Cardinals 35, the Wildcats 7, here on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Welcome back to New Bremen. 3/4 in the books. Minster's driving, though. They have got the ball. 2nd down and 8. Deep in Cardinal territory. Steffi back to pass. Ink is right there. And Steffi escapes like Houdini. Back corner of the end zone. That's well out of bounds. Man, Evan Ink had him twice. Grant Plyman was there, or Gavin Plyman was there, but he escaped.
Brogan Steffi definitely has pocket presence. He knows how to. There's running quarterbacks can just run, but he can just kind of move around the pocket just to escape just enough, and he's able to give his receiver a chance and throw it away if needed. So big play to avoid the sack.
That's what impresses me about Steffi is how good he is at avoiding the sack. Savvy player. Trips right, 3rd down and 8 at the Cardinal 16. Little inside pass to Niemeyer. Kind of a post route, and that moves the sticks. Yep, and it's going to be 1st and goal Wildcats, so nice play there.
Second catch for James Niemeyer. First catch he's had in a while is a slant play.
It's a great play call. It's so hard to defend.
Yep, if you run that, if you get a step on the inside of your defender, and
just put the ball right there.
Put the ball there, as Steffi usually does.
Yep, it's a nice play.
So 1st and goal.
So now we're going to jumbo up here. 2 tight ends plus Frimmel with Bergman off the right hip, and Steffi's going to follow Bergman. Patient touchdown, Steffi. Maybe a hand on him. Nice play call right there. Well executed. As you saw Frimmel open a hole, Bergman went through the hole to look for someone to block. There was no one there. Steffi followed, and a nice answer for the Wildcats with 11:22 to go here. Trying to hang around in this thing. They're going to need to get a turnover, make a stop, 3 and out, something. But their offense has definitely come to life here in the second half.
The last 3 touchdowns have been 6-yard touchdowns between the,
all right,
the two
that's
teams. So that's
pretty bizarre.
6-6-6. It's kind of scary.
Right? So the extra point is good with 11:22 to go here in the 4th. New Bremen 35, Minster 14 here on NKTelco Sports.
We are here and here and here.
Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Breezy, chilly night here in New Bremen. It's senior night. Scott Fry here with you. Also with us tonight, Dave Kanapke. Kind of fun. We get to each be a little bit of a homer for our favorite team, right? Dave being
fair and balanced
Minster
coverage,
guy.
right?
Fair and balanced, right? Dave is onside kick. Hayden Zeller right to the chest. Nice when you can have a basketball player right up on that. So the Cardinals cover that. But Dave is the PA voice for the Minster Wildcat football program for all the home games. And, of course, you know Dave. He's been doing radio and TV sports locally for probably 3/4 of a century now.
Forever and a day.
Didn't you start on the original Marconi machine or something? You know?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yep. So pleasure to bring you high school football tonight. And the Cardinals now going to put 2 receivers short side. This is Hunter Schaefer around the right side. Finds a little crease. Again, Minster's tightened up a little bit on this run defense in there on the stop again for the Wildcats. Busy night for Will Knapke. Done a nice job. Just a gain of 2 there for Schaefer.
Yeah, they've made nice adjustments there for Jake Circle, the defensive coordinator, has made some nice adjustments for Minster. Early on, the Bremen was running roughshod.
Again, Schaefer gets hit in the backfield, makes a couple guys miss, falls forward for a couple.
If I'm the other team and I have New Bremen coming up on Friday, I am practicing defending that counter play.
I'll tell you, they will. Like I said earlier, man, he scored on that early in the first quarter. That first touchdown was off that play, and they will run that until you stop it.
But that's a sign of a good team in that I don't care whatever you do, we can run that play, and whenever I need to, I can get 4 or 5 yards.
Yep. So 3rd down and 5 now. Grant Dickey right at the close numbers, teaming in the slot at the hash. No receivers far side. I believe they got a tight end number 9. That's Jackson Leonards. Holman back to pass. Pressure up the middle. He's flushed. He's going to pull it down and run. 45, 40, first down, out of bounds. So very savvy right there. Sometimes he's tempted to force one in down there via the air, and this time he pulls it down wisely and picks up an important Cardinal first down. It does stop the clock as he did run out of bounds.
And that's what the passing game kind of opens that up for Holman as well. You can use some scrambles. If they can balance out their passing, get some passing with their running, they're going to be tough to stop the rest of the year.
There's the Tiemann jet sweep. Charlie Schmiesing gets a hand on him, but Tiemann makes a miss. Spin move, hits the B button, down to the 25. Boy, oh boy. And there goes a shoe. That's the 2nd or 3rd time Aaron Tiemann's shoe has come off. I thought Charlie Schmiesing had him dead to rights, but he put a stiff arm out and then hit the B button and a spin move downfield, and that's a Cardinal first.
And I don't know how many times Aaron Tiemann has run this year, but that's a weapon that I think they're going to use more and more as the season goes on.
This is as effective as it's been. This will be my 5th time covering the Cardinals this year, and that's the highest number of times I've seen it run, and that's the most effective it's been.
And Coach Smith probably realizes that's something they need to use, that they're going to keep running it, keep running it, that maybe you don't need it tonight, but you're going to need it down the line.
Same play, other direction. Blake Suchel, number 10. He gets stuck right at the 20 by Devin Webker, falls forward, and that's, 8 yards on first down. And probably more importantly right now for Coach Schmidt and the Cardinals is they're getting some different players involved in the run game, so a little less wear and tear on your 2 bigs, and the clock's running.
And it's great. You get them guys in some varsity experience.
Yep.
That builds depth this year and builds on for the next couple of years. That's what winning can do. You build it, you pay it forward, so to speak.
Absolutely. Well, and that's the key to that 16-team playoff format. I know a lot of fans were grousing about that, but I have yet to meet the football coach who's not in favor of it, just for the simple fact of the extra reps at practice. Yes. You know, if you make the playoffs where ordinarily you would, and there's a Cardinal first down off the back of Hunter Schaefer as they start to grind it hard here in the 4th.
Back when they used to play 15 games, I remember Coldwater had some T-shirts that play 60 because some seniors had played 60 games in their career.
Hunter Schaefer down inside the 5, and it's going to be first down and goal. Very close to a first down. My apologies. I'm getting ahead of myself. And it is now 1st and goal. So Hunter Schaefer, and he's one of those backs, Dave, that feels like he gets a little stronger as the night goes on, and he's kind of starting to show it now. The Cardinals beginning to smell a little blood in the water here as, boy, if they can put it in here.
He's been impressive. And the other thing that we really haven't touched on, he's a big force on kicking. He hasn't missed an extra point tonight. And
no, I believe he's the max top scorer.
Yes, on the kicking side.
Because he's point after and field goals, and he scores a couple touchdowns now and then.
Yeah, he set the school record against Fort Recovery. He had 5 touchdowns running and 5 extra points, 35 points. That's a all-time school record. 35 points. That's probably that's 35 more than I ever scored.
Yeah, you and me both. That's a good night at the office. And
Yes.
we get a false start on the Cardinals, so back them up first and goal from the 6. Talking playoffs, Coldwater very comfortably in Division 5. I believe that's Region 18. And then if you talk D6, Marion sits atop the Region 24 list. Versailles right there in 3rd. Boy, if Versailles could win tonight, that might put them up to 2nd. Nobody's catching Marion. So lots of fumble, and Homan falls on it. Looked like he was trying to run that sweep again to Oakley Gugag, and it just never got connected. Cardinals do get it back.
Minster's point. I always think it's funny. It's like, I feel
Both
like some
sides.
football players think the more people point in their direction, the more the fumble will be called their way. It's like, no, I don't think so. But so a couple penalty and a fumble that if you're New Bremen fans, you'd be groaning right now on a close game. But right now it's comfortably ahead there by 3 touchdowns. It's not going to hurt them.
So they'll run Schaefer out to the slot. Grant Dickey out wide, teaming in between them. Now Holman's going to fake it and go left. And, boy, they had a guy there, Devin Webker. Holman sneaks down the sidelines, picks up a bunch of that penalty yardage and lost yardage on the fumble as he tiptoes down the sideline down to the 5.
Caleb Shark and Will Kanapke on it. I was wondering that when they set that up to spread out.
Yeah, he took like one step to the right, and then it was run all the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Again,
nice
that spread the defense out to
he's
get
over 160 yards for the night.
Get Holman in the empty field. That's where he's tough to tackle. So shotgun wing T, Jackson Leonard's tight end on the right, and the Cardinals are going to take a precision strip timeout. Let's just go ahead and keep it here, Dave. We were talking playoffs a couple minutes ago. Division 7, Region 24, Marion's in at 1, Versailles in at 3. Parkway sets at 16. They're tied right now with Delphi St. John's 7-7.
They can win just one game the rest of the way, though.
Yeah.
And even like I've read things that St. Henry's only had one win, and that was against Covington, who's never won any. But they got Fort Recovery. It was a big rivalry game last.
Yep.
If they can knock off Fort Recovery, who hasn't had a great year, St. Henry's in the playoffs.
Yeah, it could be. They were, I think, 19th coming in, 18th maybe. So,
well, I mean,
crazier things
in division in that region 23, or Region 28. I think there was only like 26 teams going into the season, and 3 of them dropped football. So all you got to do is beat out about 6 teams, and you're in the playoffs.
Yep.
And so
the MAC could be again sending numerous teams.
And you watch some of those teams for the MAC that don't have a very good record. They'll win a game or 2 in the playoffs.
They will. Last year, St. Henry won 2 games in the playoffs, and they had a losing record.
And that's 2 more weeks of practice.
That's where those reps come in.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yep. And that's. When you get all those extra weeks of practice. So 3rd down and goal at the 6. Holman rolls right. Schmiesing's there. Little pass across and tried to hit Zeller. And so the Cardinals now curious to see if they decide to kick one from here just to get the game field goal practice, and they are going to.
I think that's a good move. It's like, you don't kick a lot of field goals in high school, and you might be in a game in November, December that you need a clutch field goal here.
Absolutely.
So, and it's not an extra point. You're on a hash, so it's a big angle in high school.
So Hunter Schaefer up and good. And so the Cardinals settle for a field goal. 6:53 to go in this one. New Bremen leads 38-14 here on NKTelco Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Wildcats will be number 10, Connor
Welcome back to Cardinal Stadium. Cardinals tack on 3, 38-14 to go here in the Battle of State Route 66. And again, over the years, Dave, we talked earlier, it's been all Minster, mostly Minster, 38,
12-1.
And 12 and 1 tie. So the Cardinals got a few years to get this thing even back up here.
Yeah, this would be 3 in a row for them, and definitely have built. Chris Schmidt in his 8th year has definitely turned this program around, and I don't think it's just going to be a fluke. It's going to be build on themselves, and there's another kick.
I'd say Hunter Schaefer's got a little adrenaline going. He just pounded that one through the end zone. That's the best way to keep Kaus out of the end zone is to kick it where he can't
definitely
get
a weapon. He's Brogan Steffi's a very good kicker as well.
Yeah,
Hunter Schaefer does a great job, and I think they will come a game in the playoffs at his foot. He's going to make the difference. Like how many high school games you see is the score, his final score is 21-20 because of an extra point that's missed or made.
Yep.
And sometimes it's a team loses by 2 because they missed an extra point. They had to go for 2 and lose it.
Yeah, kicking in high school is not a gimme like it is at the college and especially the NFL level.
And the other thing is, I just think it's a momentum thing. After you score a touchdown, you don't want to miss the extra point. It's like,
that's right.
It takes a little bit away from it.
Sure does. But knowing you've got a guy, and the Cardinals were spoiled. They had Owen Gable place kicking for 4 years, and he was he was as money as it gets in high school. He was excellent. So Steffi back to pass now. He's looking to his right, and boy, he's got Connor Schmiesing wide open. Nice pitch and catch. Schmiesing first down out to the 37. Beautiful play right there. Looked like the Cardinals kind of dropped into a little bit of a zone look on defense as Schmiesing gets up just a little bit gimpy, but man, Steffi found Schmiesing wide open there for a first down.
And I've been seeing Minster a lot this year. They have some nice play designs on passing there. That was just a little wheel play there, and he was wide open, and you could tell the players knew. Steffi knew when to throw it and when he would come open there. It was a nice play there. Right now, Connor Schmiesing over 80 yards in receiving.
He's had a nice night. Very, very good player. Does a lot of things well. Wide open. Now the Cardinals just trying to keep everything in front of him as James Niemeyer catches a first down. So you can see New Bremen's kind of backing off a little bit, giving up the middle of the field, letting Minster go ahead and, get those completions downfield, run the clock.
Yeah, and with James Niemeyer catching it, he said a little thing last year. As a freshman, he was a starter in football, basketball, and then he had a couple starts in baseball. And I talked to a lot of people in Minster, and we could not think of anybody in the last 30 years at least.
Wow.
I'm sure it's happened, but that's a
pretty cool deal as a freshman. Yeah. This one behind Niemeyer, that will stop the clock. 5:53 to go here on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Stick around after this one. We'll take a quick break after the final, and we will get our statistics from downstairs from Deb and Bruce Monin, and we will give you some details on how everybody performed at the statistics level.
This game's going to go in favor of the Cardinals, but in the second half, if I might have missed one in there, but Steffi is 9 of 11 on his passing here.
He's
in the
had a nice second half, yes. And they've had to lean on it, but it's a lot more crisp. I'm sure some things were said about catching passes as Johnny Heitkamp comes home and gets Brogan Steffi on a linebacker blitz. I think the Cardinals sent one more dude than Minster had at the line of scrimmage, and Johnny Heitkamp ran in untouched. So nice play right there for, I believe he's a senior as well.
Defensive coordinator.
Junior.
Defensive coordinator Marcus Overmans has to be pretty happy with how his defense has played. They've had pressure on Steffi. They haven't been able to get home and get a sack that many times, but
Cardinals don't have a ton of sacks on the books. They don't show up in the sack list in the conference, but they play sound fundamental defense, and the line of scrimmage is always really physical, and it's just tough to play well on them all game long. Seems like they're always pressure. There's Heitkamp again. This time Steffi breaks loose, gets all the penalty yardage back, and a first down the left sideline. Boy, oh boy, I thought there was going to be a big hit right there. I don't know who that was coming in for the Cardinals, but I thought he was going to tattoo Steffi, and Steffi made him miss.
That was about a 28-yard run. That makes him over 100 yards, 111.
Big first down right there. Nice play, Brogan Steffi.
She's going to talk about with New Bremen. I believe Marcus Overman just came back to coaching for them this year.
This is his first
with
year
his
as D
tradition,
coordinator.
his dad was coached long time here, Howie, and he coached for a while at Marion himself.
Marcus was a first-team All-MAC offensive lineman in high school in the 04 team that went to the regional final.
Yeah. So he's the principal
In fact,
helping out.
There's 2 coaches on this staff. Jeff Toby is the other coach on the staff from that 04 team.
Yeah.
Jeff was the running back
And
with Troy Lammers.
Troy Lammers
Yep.
and Loigers was the forget
Loigers
the first
was
name.
the quarterback.
Quarterback.
Alex Loigers.
Yep. That was a very nice team. Fell at Walpock
In the mud.
In the mud at Walpock.
Hardin Northern.
Before they had turf.
Yes.
Before they had turf, there was water standing before that
was
game.
A brutal night of football.
And
it was
Bremen was a header in the first half.
Yes.
I
It was like
did that game
10-6
on
at
radio.
the half.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then it just flipped. Hardin.
Well,
did some
Howie had
changes.
this inside running game, all counter plays and quick timing running, and they just couldn't quite get it going in the muck. And Hardin Northern, so tough
Who
that
was
year.
it?
In fact,
Who?
they went on to win state that year.
Oh, really? That was.
And Steffi's loose. And, man, he just ran over the defensive back for another Minster first down at the 10. Boy, he does not run away from contact, does he?
No one told him that this game's over.
That's right.
It's in the books already. And so.
Well, if you're Coach Whiting, I mean, besides just taking a deep breath right there, and that's Steffi. Boy, you don't want to see that.
He took a tough hit.
Man, he lowered the boom. I'll tell you what. I don't know who the Cardinal was that tackled him, but Steffi
He has taken a lot of
lowered the
contact
boom.
all year. That was a hard hit, and boy, you hate to
hopefully he's
see
all right.
that.
Hopefully he's all right.
And talking about Hardin Northern, that was the era that Pete Bruno was their longtime coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they've beaten at least 3 MAC teams. They beat New Bremen. I know they beat St. Henry, and I think they beat Coldwater. And I doubt if any other school can say that they beat him in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And he did it he seemed like he had about 34 people on the team.
Yeah.
Hardin Northern is a very small school
They
district.
were just punch you in the mouth, hard-nosed, 10 yards in a cloud of dust football.
Yeah.
They were tough as nails.
And update Coldwater and Versailles are now tied up. And Pete Bruno retired about 10 years ago, and I think 3 or 4 years later they closed up and didn't have football anymore. That's what.
And they're back at it now.
Are they back at it?
Yep,
Good.
they're playing again. Yeah,
That's good.
Yep.
It's so important to have activities for kids to play.
Absolutely. And that's a very, very small community. It looks like Steffi's limping pretty good. Man, do not want to see that at all. We're getting ready for a tournament run. Hopefully it's just a little twist of the ankle and he'll be all right. But looks like we got another quarterback warming up back there for Minster.
Normally James Niemeyer, who's been the backup quarterback. Last year he played against Marion and Steffi missed a game. And he had some long touchdowns against Marion. And
well, that's a boy, oh boy. Talk about an athletic family, the Niemeyer.
Yeah, he's had 2 older brothers.
Yeah.
Adam and Jacob.
Yeah.
Were very good quarterbacks in their own right.
And baseball players. Wasn't Adam?
Yes. Adam played at Ohio State.
Fine baseball player, yep.
Yeah. So he knows what he's doing back there. And he whips it in
Niemeyer
there.
to Webker, a little slant, no good, incomplete. Boy, oh boy, looked like he was going to have a touchdown pass.
Probably hasn't thrown a pass all year. And he rips one.
Yeah, that was a beautiful
on
throw.
a line. And Whipker was there. I think there was a hand in there as well.
Aaron
and that just
Tiemann
shows.
was there and Dave Holman was there. So good coverage.
Yeah, and it's something you don't want to go to. Is
so hard to defend that slant.
Yeah, it's if you're Minster, you don't want to have to bring Niemeyer, but it is a luxury to have an athlete like that at quarterback. But they're all hoping that Brogan Steffi just was that the wind knocked out of him.
I saw Niemeyer 2 seasons ago playing JV football. He's a quarterback. Niemeyer back to pass. And, boy, they got a hand in there on defense as, again, their receiver turned around. I think that was Schmiesing.
Schmiesing, yep.
Hayden Zeller back there got a hand. That's such a funny mismatch because, again, Zeller, I believe, is 6'5", and Connor Schmiesing is like 4'8" or something. I mean, he's a little guy, 5'6".
5'6".
I'm just picking on you, Connor. 6'5", so that's almost a foot difference.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the height that got it. It was the wingspan. Zeller just got a hand in there late. So Minster now 3rd and goal at the 16. No, that scoreboard's wrong. The ball's on the 10, and it's 3rd and goal. Niemeyer rolls right, looking, and the pass is batted down, and that is Evan Eink. Man, has he had a night. He's got at least one fumble recovery. He recovered the Webker fumble on the far side. And he's got a sack, I believe, and now that knockdown. So 4th and goal here for the Wildcats.
And the other thing, when you got Niemeyer at quarterback, that takes away one of your better receivers as well. So, but hopefully Brogan is okay. And
I sure hope so, man. He's absolutely the spark plug of this offense. And it looks like he's coming back out. Is that him? I think that's him. My apologies. It is not. It is James Niemeyer. I mean, if I'm Coach Whiting, you're not going to gain anything by having Steffi in here now anyway. So get him tended to, and hopefully it's just a little tweaked ankle. And we'll get a precision strip timeout called by the Wildcats. Again, as Dave mentioned, Coldwater and Versailles late, tied at 28. I know the Cardinals probably hoping for a Versailles win because secondary computer points, that would definitely not hurt the Cardinals there. They're going to go on to probably win this. 4:27 to go on the First National Bank scoreboard.
Yeah, that'll give them the win that when Versailles, they beat Versailles, so they get the Versailles will get extra points for beating Coldwater. That cascades
computer points,
over to there as a Bruce Monaghan we mentioned earlier, definitely the guru of computer points in this area. He does an awesome job, writes an article in the Daily Standard every week about projecting where they're at and where they're going to be. It's just, the guy is amazing. It's a very interesting guy. He can explain something really complicated and make sense of make it simple.
Make a guy like me who's not real complicated.
Yeah, that's a challenge.
Yes, it is. You've done enough games with me to know, Dave. All right, 4th down and goal now for the Wildcats. Again, James Niemeyer in at quarterback in the shotgun, empty backfield, rolls right, looking. Cardinals got coverage, decent protection, rolls the other way, and bang, nice play. Charlie Schmeezing open in the end zone for the Wildcat touchdown. So Niemeyer comes in relief of the injured Brogan Steffi and throws a strike on 4th and goal.
James Niemeyer to Charlie Schmeezing as he scrambled around there. You know, I said this is the first time Niemeyer has played quarterback here in this season, but I'm sure he's done it in the practice field. And now it's interesting to see who's going to kick.
Yes.
Justin Bergman sometimes kicks off, and it looks like he's lining up to kick. As Niemeyer is the holder, and Justin Bergman will come in here to try to kick the extra point. So 10-yard strike, Niemeyer to Schmeezing.
Nice play there on 4th down. I'll tell you, the coverage, when it goes that long, the coverage just can't hold up. And that kick is good.
Good for Justin Bergman.
So with 4:17 to go, Minster tacks one on, and it is New Bremen 38, Minster 21 here on NKTelco Sports.
Whether you do business from a corner store or a corner office, there is one asset your business cannot do without: the Internet. Everything from sales and marketing, training and shipping, PR, HR, and R&D, your business relies on a fast, reliable, and secure connection. And now, it's more important than ever to partner with an internet provider you can trust. Get Flight Fiber for Business, backed by local tech support from NKTelco. Call today.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Welcome back to New Bremen. You called it, Dave. Bergman's going to also do the kicking off duties.
Yeah, he's kicked off a few times in games when it's been they've had a nice pattern. He'll get the opportunity for an onside kick because Minster not going down without a fight.
Absolutely not. Would expect nothing less here. 4:17 to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Little onside kick. Cardinals got the hands team. Evan Ike falls on it.
And I would say that you think, 17 points is 14. I was watching a junior high game at Minster a couple weeks ago. I think they were playing Parkway. And literally in the last 3.5 minutes, I think there was 4 scores. It was unbelievable.
It happens.
Yeah,
and that was
7th grade.
Carter Elking fell on that, not Evan Ike.
Carter Elking, we've mentioned his name on the line, does a good job.
O-line, D-line. Cardinals now trying to close this out. Hunter Schaefer changes direction. Nice stop right there. Charlie Schmeezing in the hole, forced Hunter Schaefer inside. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. The First National Bank scoreboard shows the clock just about to hit 4 minutes to go.
And what that score does, that Minster does, that keeps Schaefer and Homan in the game, where if it doesn't have it, they probably are going to put the second string in.
Yep.
So, hopefully nothing happens to any of these players while they're out here, but
Yeah, Cardinals need to pick up a couple, 2-3 first downs here and get this thing done with. Gugeg now going to take that jet sweep. Nice to see them go back to him on that. We had that fumble, and he goes around the right side. He's got first down yardage. James Niemeyer in on the tackle on the far sideline. Looked like Gugeg tried to stop and stay in bounds. Very heads-up play there after he picked up the first down. So the clock will stop to reset the chains. It's 3:33 to go.
Gugeg is a nice change of pace as well.
Yeah, he's quick and he's strong.
Good to see the senior out there. I'm sure Coach Smith, if they haven't been out there already, he's making sure all the seniors are getting out there.
Absolutely. Yeah, Wokley Gugeg's an interesting story. He blew a knee in junior high, I want to say 7th grade, and he was running over people in junior high, and then he missed his entire junior season with another significant knee injury. So the fact that he's even out there and still on the team is tremendous, but to be able to be productive. Here goes Hunter Schaefer, makes a guy miss, cuts back the other way. Got one man to beat, it's Devin Webker. And Webker shoves him out at the 1. Whew, man, Hunter Schaefer just keeps beating on you. That's the backbreaker right there. 3:21 to go, Cardinals first and goal.
Nice run there, and you could see him reaching out for he wanted to get that touchdown, and why not? He's at 170 yards on 20 carries.
I'm sure Coach Schmidt's going to let the big dog eat here. We'll be curious to see if they try to spread the defense like before and then run that little counter or even a toss to Schaefer, get him out in space, because he's good at making the first couple guys miss, and he's got a pretty wicked stiff arm. So Cardinals going to kind of jumbo up, send 2 receivers left. And Hunter Schaefer on that little counter, and he's into the end zone.
You called it, let the big dog eat, as he gets his second touchdown of the night.
So the Cardinals with a little exclamation point in the run game. And again, that defense has been asked to do a lot tonight, Dave. And you see that big run by Hunter Schaefer. Half of that's probably fatigue. They've been it's been a physical game, which you would expect nothing less out of 2 MAC schools, particularly these two.
Hunter Schaefer is a nice night tonight, and he'll try to cap it all. Well, we got a different kicker there, number 48 out there.
Yep, another senior, and that is Kai Eastham. And his kick is up, and it is good. And so with 3:17 to go, New Bremen 45, Minster 21, here on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Welcome back to New Bremen. A little update from, I believe they're at Whole Field in Versailles. I think that's where they are. It is now overtime. The Tigers and the Cavaliers going at it. Coldwater trying to stay undefeated overall and undefeated in the MAC to set up the big game with Marion Local next week. And here comes Connor Smeezing on this kick return. He gets it out to the 30. I'll tell you, that young man is going to sleep well tonight.
Yeah, he's been on the field. That's the first time he's got the kickoff to kick to him. It's always been going on the opposite side of the field, but a lot of speed for the sophomore there, and we'll see if James Niemeyer goes out. We'll see if both teams have their varsity players out there. It looks like Minster has their starters out there. I imagine you get a few players in there. Is it 3:09 to go, down 24.
Well, and you're coming up on, Minster's got a big one next week. There's a lot of opportunity for them if they can beat Versailles.
Yeah, that could give them that double.
That could get them, if they could get up in the top 4 in points. That's 2 home games if they win the first one. And so Minster now in a shotgun I formation. Niemeyer hands it to Bergman. He's over the right side. And we're gonna get a flag here as Bergman gets out close to first down yardage.
I think it's a face mask. It's late in the defensive backfield. It is personal foul. against there. Bergman's kind of come alive a little bit. So nice.
Yeah, he's had a nice second half as Jackson Leonard's in on the tackle along with Brady Keller for the Cardinals. So
it'll be a 15-yard.
Marching off the big one. Cardinals the most, I think, still the most penalized team in the MAC. They're right down there.
Andy Peppelman, number 7, senior wide receiver in there. He's worked his way up the depth charts. Got some playing time with the first string tonight.
Gives to Bergman. He'll try the left side. Finds a seam. Got momentum. Boy, he had somebody blocking in front of him. That man, alive. 8 yards in a cloud of dust. Nice run there. I think that was big number 72 for the Wildcats. And that is a young man by the name of Chad Schultze Jr. He's a starter on that O-line, D-line.
And big is correct. 6'1", 300 junior. Him and Fletcher Luthman.
That
two
boy's,
big
that
boys
boy's
on
been
there.
eating his Wheaties right there.
Yeah, I wouldn't want
and
the
I'll tell you,
grocery
man,
bill.
Bergman was right behind him, and I mean, he made a hole and ran through it. Very athletic for a big man. Now Niemeyer, a little quick turnaround. Catch, first down.
Connor Garrett on there, another senior getting into the game. We mentioned he had a big special team tackle.
Yeah, he did.
Earlier, and it's those seniors worked his way up to get some playing time. Good to see a senior get in and get a catch.
Absolutely.
Connor Garrett.
Yeah, now Wokley Gugeg is out there at the right corner, and he got the stop on that. So, again, like you said, nice to see some guys getting in that don't ordinarily get in, especially when they're seniors who haven't been able to earn that starting position.
And they've have practiced a lot of times through the years, and they've a lot of work, and it's paying
Frimmel
off.
now the lead back. He's going to clear the way for Bergman. There's a gain of about 4 on the play over the left side.
Right now, it looks like Minster's going to be content to run it. You know, it's also some good repetitions for the line and for Bergman there. But looks like the New Bremen Cardinals are going to notch victory number 7, and that clock they can reset that they have when they play Minster. Anytime you have a rivalry game, especially if you have a rivalry game when both teams are good, there's a lot at stake. Oh,
it's fun.
It's big. These kids will always remember this game the rest of their life.
Well, Minster did a nice job coming out here to start the second half. Opening drive scored, held the Cardinals on their first drive, made things interesting. But the Cardinal run game, just a little bit too much tonight. Got some work to do in the passing game.
Yeah.
But the run game, boy, oh boy.
I heard a lot about it, but to see it in person, I'm impressed.
And it's nothing fancy. It's just guys making plays. You know, they open some holes up front, and then they count on Schaefer and Holman to make people miss.
The big guys, like Keith Jackson, you say the big uglies.
The big uglies, give them a chance.
Make the holes for the skill positions to make the plays.
Give the guys a chance. Niemeyer going to drop back and throw. There's your senior. Peppelman catches at the 15. He's going to maybe score. And he stopped at the 2. Man, I thought maybe. Boy, he was digging. Nice play. You love to see it. So first and goal now for the Wildcats. 36 seconds left on the clock. Wouldn't surprise me if Nemo went right back to him, try and let him get a score.
Like to see that, especially like what Chris Schmidt did, had the kicker come in, the senior kicker.
Yep.
Kai Eastham. Yeah, it's an opportunity to make a play, make a memory.
So Niemeyer in shotgun. Bergman's behind him. They're going to let the big dog eat on this side. And he's tackled for a loss. That is Jonathan Heitkamp, the junior backup linebacker. He's going to have a big role to play next year. And that's going to do it for this one as time runs out on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Your final score from New Bremen. The Cardinals 45, the Minster Wildcats 21. New Bremen improves to 7-2 overall. Minster 6-3. But both teams, let's see, Minster's 5-2, Cardinals are 5-2 in the MAC. So things are going to be interesting here the last week of the season in the MAC. We're going to take a quick timeout and put our numbers together for the Wagner's IGA scores and highlights. So don't go away. It's New Bremen out to win on senior night here on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for Carriage Works. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Welcome back to Cardinal Stadium. You see the Cardinals getting for the seniors, their final home field alma mater, the regular season edition, as the Cardinals are well placed for a playoff run here. But first, we got Week 9. But wait, this is Week 9, isn't it?
This is Week 9.
Next week is Week 10. Oh, it's been a long day.
8 comes after 9.
Yeah, 8
9
comes after 10,
8.
and
Yeah,
14 divided by the divisor of the Pythagoras. Yeah. So here's what we're going to do. Clearly, I shouldn't be talking about the stats, so I'm going to pass it to Dave Kanapke, and he's going to tell us all about the stats and our Wagner's IGA stats and highlights.
Thanks, Scott. Once again, we appreciate Deb and Bruce Mon in providing us with the statistics here. Rushing yardage, 124 for Minster, 404 yards rushing for New Bremen on 52 carries. Passing, 269 for Minster. They had a really good second half.
They did.
Only 20 for New Bremen. Total yards, 393 for Minster, a big 424 for New Bremen. Look at some of those rushing yards for the Cardinals. David Homan, 22 carries for 242 yards. Hunter Schaefer, 22 carries for 178 yards. That's doing some quick math. That's over 400 yards right between the two guys there. Aaron Tiemann, 3 for 26 for Minster. Brogan Steffi, 17 for 85 yards. Justin Bergman, 8 for 30. Passing, Steffi, 17 of 37 for 228. James Niemeyer, 3 of 6 in relief. David Homan, 3 of 12 in receiving. Devin Webker hit the century mark, 8 catches for 100 yards. Connor Schmeezing, 4 catches for 71. James Niemeyer, 3 for 31. Aaron Tiemann caught all 3 catches, 3 for 20. A couple interceptions by Chase Couch. And again, I'll go through the scoring real quickly. Bremen scored the first 3 times they had the ball. Hunter Schaefer, a 44-yard run. David Homan, a 1 and an 8-yard run. They're up 21-0. Then on 4th and short from the 32-yard line, David Homan goes 68 yards, made it 28-0 at halftime. Minster responded. Devin Webker caught a 7-yard pass from Brogan Steffi. Then Aaron Tiemann, a 6-yard pass from David Homan. Brogan Steffi, a 6-yard run. Hunter Schaefer, a 22-yard field goal. Charlie Smeezin, a 10-yard pass from James Niemeyer. And the final tally, Hunter Schaefer, 1-yard touchdown run. Kai Eastham with the kick. And the final score on our First National Bank scoreboard, New Bremen 45, Minster 21.
All right, so that leaves one last little piece of business here, and that is the NKTelco player of the game. And this time we're going to go defense because, again, you mentioned, Dave, every time Minster got some momentum, because, Minster had 400 yards in this game, so it's not like the Cardinals had a dominating defensive performance by any stretch. But their plays were a very timely manner. And we're going to give the NKTelco Player of the Game award tonight to senior linebacker number 56, Evan Iyink. Recovered a fumble. I believe he had a sack. Had a heck of a nice night for the Cardinals, and so we want to give that honor. NKTelco Player of the Game to senior number 56 of the Cardinals, Evan Iyink.
Congratulations to Evan. This an extra reason that he'll always remember his senior night, that he was able to beat his rival Minster here on his last home game from the regular season. Congratulations to Evan Iyink.
Absolutely. So, signing off one last time, your final score, New Bremen 45, Minster 21. For Dave Kanapke on color and stats and Jim Miller on the camera, my name is Scott Fry, and I'm sure we'll see you and hear you and speak to you from a football field in the area real soon. So, again, New Bremen 45, Minster 21 on NKTelco Sports.